about this thing. Let's get this thing going one way or another. Yeah. Hey. All right. All right. I hope you join those notifications. We're going to talk about this. Let's get this thing going one way or another, Cowboy Nation. Y'all know how this thing go, right? Get up out that bed. Let's tune into this name. Yeah. All right. Ain't no party like a cowboy party. Hey. All right. Hey. Let's get up. Let's get this thing up, baby. One fish, two fish, blue fish, right? Y'all didn't know Law got them bars, right? Let's go. Get up out your feet. Stand up off your seat. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. All right, so everybody know the format of this particular deal. That's enough of me acting crazy. Really appreciate the notification squad, man. Thank you all for tuning in. Shout out to the baby beard. Shout out to everybody who got the baby beard. You know how it goes, man. But it's growing 1 inch at a time, and we are growing this thing 1 day at a time. I really appreciate each and every last one of you all. Shout out to Locks. I see you, man. First person in the chat box, man. Shout out to him. He get the award. And Smoot. Shout out to you, man. You the first person that's in the chat box over there on the Facebook. So I really appreciate those who got those notification deals going. All right, so we did an episode a couple days ago on the defensive side of player evaluation for the nation heading into 2020. 2020, right? It's like a vision year, right? 2020. So that's something that we're going to have to do. Hashtag vision year, hashtag new decade, new beginnings, new feelings. And for those who, just a little negative about Mike McCarthy, I can say I look back at most of the games that he coached or what have you, especially the playoff games, and it seems that he used some exotic plays. They did get bitten for their defense, so that's my reservations. His defense been suspect for a long time. The only year that they won the Super Bowl was when their defense was pretty good. So I don't know. I definitely don't know, but he set out a whole year, and he did, evaluation, and it's always good to do self-inventory on yourself. Ain't this right, Robert? Shout out to you, Jacob. It's right to do self-inventory. Ain't this right, Studwood Cowboy, Texas Kid, all of you all. It's always good to do self-inventory because now you can look back and say, well, I'm doing this too much or I'm doing that too much. But we're going to get right to it, Cowboy Nation. The McCarthyism. I don't know. You know who Mike McCarthy looked like to me? There was an episode, I want to say Spider-Man, the cartoon version, where he was split in multiple universe. He looks like Kingpin to me, sitting up there with that tight blue jacket, you see, sitting in the middle like he's a boss. Maybe boss, Boss Mike or something. We got to think of a name for him. He looked like a big old dude, or maybe the jacket was 2 sizes too small, But you always want to have those Italian cut jackets tight to the vest, you see. You might want those to be tight, right, Cowboy Nation? Let me know if you guys down with that, tight jacket, European cut. That's what I wear. I wear European cut jackets, Brother from another mother got to look fly, right? So let's jump right on in. Be giving out grades. And shout out to you, Natasha. Shout out to all of the mods. Rue, Glock, shout out to you. Red, what's good with you, man? And Royal, Cowboy Sports Report, man. Really appreciate you. Boss Hog, OKG Life. That's going to be the name we go for him for right now. Boss Hog, Yes, indeed, some medium. That jacket was kind of tight. It was looking like it was cutting off his air supply, It was like he could barely move in that thing. Where's the link to the members? KMT72. I need to put that link in the description box. But if you're on my Facebook page, the link to the members will be in the description box there. So really appreciate you all. Let's just tune into this thing. Let's start from the bottom, though. We're going to start from the bottom. We're going to look at Lyle Collins. Are we grading on a curve or we grading for real, for real? Let me know, Cowboy Nation. It's up to you all. How are we going to grade Lyle Collins, you see? Are we giving him a curve? Because I can say this right quick. He stepped up his game from 2018. Actually, from 2017 to 2018 to 2019, he stepped up his game tremendously. Oh, man, we got the first supporter in the donation, in the sponsor for this show, Young Wilson, the nation and long. Thanks for all that you do. And then just to piggyback off of that, man, I'm going to let the AI speak on Royal Cowboys Sports Report. Really appreciate you. Man, thank you for the donation as well, man. They help grow this thing. Cowboy Nation. What are we grading Lyle Collins on? Let this thing go out, man. Oh my goodness. AI.
Too tight something. For a not so fit man.
Yeah, a tight. yeah, he's not that fit, you see. But on the cartoon version of I forgot the name of that cartoon. It's Spider-Man. It's real good. It's a real good cartoon. Y'all can help me out, man, and put it in the chat box, man, the name of that cartoon that came out, I think, last year. And it was multiple universe. It was Spider-Man. It was a real good cartoon, believe it or not. Help me out, though. Let's call him Pillsbury. Glenn Morrows. Now, if he start losing, we'll call him Pillsbury, right? Doughboy. All right, so Young Wilson coming up with the grade B. Derek Savage. That's a cold last name, man. Are you kidding to Donnell Savage? He gives him an A. B plus from so Young Wilson. Young Wilson put his grade down twice. Anybody else? What you guys are giving out for the grade for Lyle Collins? And let's see. What are you guys are giving for his grade? And then we're gonna go to overthecap.com and we're gonna look at his numbers here. You know, Joseph, what's good, man? Wilson Fisk. Yes, this was his name, right? Emotional Mike. Yeah, he was crying, man. He was crying. Yeah, let me see if I can find his name, man. Thank you so much for the donation to help grow the nation. Lyle Collins. It looks like it's prorated $2.5 million. Cap number is $8.9 million. Dead money is $17 million if you cut him today or what have you. He just signed a big contract. Let me see. Let me pull him all the way up. And let me see. Let me know if you guys can see what I'm seeing. Put that down in the chat or what have you. If you guys can see what I'm seeing. He is 26 years old, 6'4", 321 pounds. In this new defense, we want our guys to be 320 and above in the inside. And that's why, you see, because normally, you know, our biggest guy this year or last year basically was 310. That was our biggest guy. I think Malik Collins is around 310, you'll say. All right, cash payout $10 million. Man, these kids are getting paid money. Money. Can you see that, Cowboy Nation? Let's look at the stats right quick. I don't know if you guys can't see the stats here, but it shows here. It really don't show us anything as far as it relates to offensive linemen or what have you. But we can look at the numbers. Is this worthy of a performance of what we saw? What he got paid, like $50 million. Lyle Collins signed a 5-year contract, 5-year contract extension. So his lifespan is equivalent to the lifespan of Ezekiel Elliott. If I can slide this over right quick, if you guys don't mind. You see that $50 million? And we're going to slide it back over this way. 19 per, pretty much 20. Just go ahead and round that up to 20 per. And with that being said, that's a lot of cash, Cowboy Nation. And guaranteed $35 million. I see a lot of B's plus and the A's. So somebody, Jonathan, you gotta represent yourself, man. You said C. Jonathan Durden. I'm sorry, messed up your name, Jonathan. But explain, because when you go from, I see a lot of people saying A's, B plus, and you throw out this C. Why would you give Lyle Collins? And this is going to be a long episode. There's no rush. I hope you guys are already up or what have you. Get you a cup of coffee. This is not meant to be a quick episode. It's meant to be a long episode. So if you guys giving him a C, because I'm always thinking objectively, why is Lyle Collins deserving of a C? And is it based off the fact that he didn't play up to the contract? I can see that. But if you're giving him a C from his performance, I don't know. I just don't know how you can give the brother a C, especially. I mean, if you look at it, he's 6'4", 321 pounds, 26 years old. He got a long way to go. His contract is pretty much mirrored to the Ezekiel Elliott because you want him to be the pillar to this offensive line. So I'm just saying objectively, Law, I made a mistake. Okay, Jonathan. Okay. Shout out to you, Jonathan. Because I just want to be objective. And trust me, there's no right or wrong answer to this grade levels. So collectively, we can move on, right? Everybody, mama, uncle, cousin is giving him anywhere between an A to a B plus. So let's get right in the middle, well, B minus. So let's put it right in the middle. Let's give Lyle Collins a B plus for the nation. Now, for Law Nation, I'm going to give the young brother an A, and I'm going to step out on a limb and say that I was 100% wrong. I'm going to say that, and shout out to you, KMT72. Thank you for making the elite swap. So now you get a specialized badge when you talk on the channel. I got to give him an A. I said that he had no dealings of playing on to the outside. He had no reason playing on to the outside. I wanted him to play the left guard position. I wanted them to kick Connor Williams to the outside because I just couldn't stand that he need bricks in his pocket. He's about 300 and maybe 10 pounds, Connor Williams. And it shows on tape. He get bullied a lot. Now, his technique is second to none as it relates to this offensive line core. Maybe his technique is just about as good as Zack Martin and Travis, who, he had some issues this year, but he still made it to the Pro Bowl because, legacy and these sorts of things. But let's give the brother another opportunity to shine. Shout out to Lyle Collins. I wish we can have some clapping emojis in the chat box. All right, so the next person on this list, we would do the backups later. We're going to look at the main ingredients. Zack Martin. What do you guys give him, Zack Martin, huh? What are you guys are giving Zack Martin? Let's look at this thing. Zack Martin, you see it? Zack Martin, what grade level are you all giving Zack Martin for this thing? Oh, we gave D-Law I think we gave D-Law a C plus. My God, Jonathan, we gave him a C plus on the last stream when we did it a couple of days ago. Zack Martin grades out there. Zack Martin A plus plus. I mean, the guy never missed a beat, right? And Zack Martin, the only time that he gives up sacks or what have you is because of the fact that he's helping out. One-on-one, mano-a-mano, stone to stone. Zack Martin is doing his due diligence of taking care of business. And I love the fact the way that Zack Martin plays, class personified, second to none as it relates to the entire NFL and playing in that position. Of course, one can say that, hey, the guy could have had done this better, could have done that better. He's 29 years old, 6'4", 308 pounds. I mean, the guy, ever since I think he gave up, it's some crazy number. He gave up less than 5 sacks in his entire career. Think about that. Let that sink into your mental. The guy only gave up less than 5 sacks in his entire career since he's been drafted. I think he's getting paid anywhere 6 year, $84 million. $40 million of that money is guaranteed. The guy is doing his thing out there. If anybody need to pay him more money, would be Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, those two. But Zack Martin, even though he had to battle through some injuries, the kid been doing his job, man. At the age of 29, very respectable throughout the league. I think that the only person that's giving him a run for his money, what's the kid that was drafted from the same school, but he went to the Colts. What's his name? Everybody saying A minus, no A pluses, right? Nobody giving him an A plus. Could have did a little bit better, right? What's the kid from Notre Dame, man? Played for the Colts. Quentin Nelson. I think that he plays the guard position, right? He's the only guy that I can say, man, giving Zack Martin a run for his money. Expect major shakeups on the offensive line. I'll inbox you. Massage chair Mike ain't playing. This is from my brother from another mother, Jay Form. Hey, Jay, what grade do you give Zack Martin, especially since you know a lot about Zack Martin out there, man? Shout out to Jay, man. I mean, Jay is one of those guys, man. He's the plug. Brandon McKnight, Quinn had 11 sacks. Yeah, we gave Quinn a couple of weeks ago. A couple of days ago, I meant to say. We gave Quinn a passing grade, but we focus on offense now. A plus, give him A plus. I see a few B's, and let's just give him a straight up A. I'm gonna tell you, Law Nation, I give Zachariah, the young phenom right guard, I give him an A plus. But for the nation's sake, looking at everybody, we gonna give him an A straight up, okay? Since we're gonna balance the grade out. But I give him an A plus, and I think that he did a great job with the right guard situation. He helped out Lyle Collins in certain situations. He had his brother back to the left side of him, Travis Frederick. So, I mean, I love what I'm seeing. I love what you guys are giving to. Everybody have strong love for it. Eddie Cruz give him a B. Plug gives him an L. What are you taking him an L for? Pro Bowler A plus. Let me know how you guys feel, man. Let's switch over to the next guy. And when we talk about this thing, like I said, there's nobody who's more right. There's nobody who's more wrong. Now, I will say if you give an outlandish grade, then you have to step it up and say, okay, the reason why. Like if somebody put down an F, then state the reason why, put down the reason why. And that's so we all can be on the same page. We don't want nobody to be bigger than the other, right? So we just want to look at everything objectively, and we want to be able to give everybody time to speak or post their comments down below. And shout out to you. Who this is over here, KMT72. Yes, indeed. We're going to let the AI speak whenever it catch up with what we talking about. Really appreciate everybody for tuning in to the nation. And the next person on this list, get ready for it. Come on, AI, speak.
Much love from Massachusetts, not a Pats fan at all. I'm hoping to go to my first ever game at the Star next season. Would love to meet you in BGJ.
Oh, certainly, man. I would love to meet you as well. Cowboy Nation, we would love to see him out there on TV, especially if he can get to the game and get one of those seats that they pan around and show everybody. All right, so Travis Frederick, what do you guys give Travis, the main man Frederick, man? What do you guys give his grade? Just to think about this, I know for sure that Travis Frederick was the year prior to his injury, before he got the situation with the immune system situation, he was the highest rated Madden guy. Believe it or not, he was the highest rated Madden guy. I think they rated him at 96 on this particular team. And I do know that people don't want to go through Madden stuff, but that's just what it was. To me personally, Travis Frederick, a staple of this offense, the person that plays inside. Everybody knows that the center position, to me personally, is the second hardest position to learn in the National Football League. They touch the ball 100% of the time. The game can't move without them. And when I'm talking about center play, you have to be able to point out the mic. You have to understand and call the coverages of the defense. And then on top of that, know exactly what the offense is doing. And don't sleep on the quarterback. Well, from the center exchange to the quarterback. Don't sleep on that part of it. He's 28. He's 6'3", 311 pounds from Wisconsin. 6 years. 6 years. And the only thing that slowed him down was that immune deficiency situation. And he had to play himself back into shape. He was not on tip-top commands. So I can't give him an A+, Cowboy Nation. I'm going to go ahead and give him a B. But I can say his overall total body of work, keeping Dak Prescott standing upright and then being able to pick up the blitzes that's trying to come through those A gaps, switching off, trying to help out Connor Williams, because majority of the sacks that he gave up was him trying to help out the young phenom Connor Williams. And on top of that, Cowboy Nation, when we look at the total picture, we can say that, man, this Travis Frederick, you saw grown man football. So for those who love the battle of the trenches, I want to know your grades. Nicholas Jones, shout out to you, A++. Jonathan, give him an A+. Jesse, what's up? What's up with you, man? Starboard C. Payne, what's good? Thank you for tuning in. What do we have over here? Tyron Smith gets a B. This from Rodney Ellis. Yeah, he putting out his grade all the way out on the front end. Give him a straight up B. I give him a straight up B. Let me read some more of your comments. Jig, what's good with you? Travis ended the year well, in my opinion. Yes, grew back A- to B+ range. This is from Devin Frost. Are you guys hard graders or are you guys easy graders? Are we grading on a curve? I gave him a straight up B though. I just had to because of the fact that I saw some regressions because of his injury, but he started picking it up on the latter part of it. And let me see his contract situation. $54 million. What's his guaranteed money? Let me see. 28.16. Boy, 28 years old. Don't even know what 30 feels like. Got all of that money, man. Natasha says she's an easy grader. Locke said he's a hard grader, so you like me, you gonna give him a B, right? You ain't gonna give him no C. Anthony saying C. Yeah, I'm a tough grader. Travis gets a C+. I mean, think about this, Jay. He had to do a lot of helping out, you see. He did. He had to do a lot of helping out. All right, so let's go to Connor Williams. Let's do a combo grade. If you guys cool with that. Can you do a cool combo grade? Trifecta, basically. Let's grade Connor. Let's grade Xavier Suafilo too. Let's grade all of these guys at the same time, if possible. Let's grade Connor Williams, 6'5", 290. Look, I mean that proves to be 298 pounds, man. And he did gain some muscle mass. But this right here, 298, man, that's why he get blown up, man. And trust me, on the edge, that would be cool. Pulling him, Connor did an aggressive style when they pull him, running out, looking for trash to hit. But that 298, I promise you, that's why you see the opposition being able to get their hands inside. Because he got quick hands. Boy, he got quick hands. He got great technique as it relates to just getting off. But when it's straight power, when it's time to be that man type of stuff, the brother fold up like a lawn chair. They pick him up and they move him off to the side. He's not mauling anybody. And if I'm the quarterback, if I'm the running back, especially Ezekiel, the main man, Elliott, if I'm those boys, I want my thick meat in the inside. I want my big meat in the inside. I want it in the inside, Cowboy Nation, man. Yeah. At least 310. This is Derek Savage. Yes. Shout out to you, Ellis. He says Connor C+, Xavier Suafilo B+. Okay, Xavier get a B+. Throw in Joe Looney grade as well. Fletcher Cox, yeah, he picked him up, man, fold him up, fold him up like a wallet, put him in his back pocket and sat down on top of him. A lot of C pluses, borderline B minus. Look, we can say this collectively speaking, Cowboy Nation. At 22, the kid got a long future ahead of him. We can say that. And then on top of that, collectively speaking, we can say this. The weight room did work in his favor this year. It did. It worked in his favor, but we still was seeing some of that, hey, when it's time to fight, we seeing that, hey, he's retreating. You see, he 6'6". They got him 315 on over the cap.com. You guys can see that too. Shout out to you. This episode is brought to you by overthecap.com. Check it out, Cowboy Nation. They got 315, but the official website, the DallasCowboys.com. Trust me, when you look at Connor, you can see that he was big during the offseason. That's offseason weight. During the season, man, the brother started getting small on us, right? What my guy Cat Williams said, either you was big and got small, or either you was small and got big. The brother just got folded up, though, you know. Left guard, my bad. Yeah. Looney gets a B minus. Yes. So let's jump back over to this thing right here. We're going to do the backspace. Shout out to MySpace. You guys can follow me there as well. Xavier Su'a-Filo and Joe Looney. Those two guys right here, they stepped up their game. Well, I'm putting that Cam Fleming. I'm sorry. These two guys right here, Joe Looney, Xavier Su'a-Filo. Xavier Su'a-Filo, as it relates to a backup, I think that he did a great job stepping into the mix. He just got his ankle rolled up and these sorts of things. If I'm the Cowboys, do you bring Xavier Su'a-Filo back for a cup of coffee? Do you figure out a way to re-sign Joe Looney? Because we can look back at that Washington game, and I think as well as, I think that he come in on the Rams game, although we didn't see too much of him against the Eagles game. But I think he folded somebody up. But I'll bring Joe Looney back, you know. Looney, yes. Stevens, Roscoe showing that upward spiral. Looney gets a B. What's Xavier Su'a-Filo grade, Cowboy Nation? Because we gave Connor Williams a C, right? C+, right? We gave Connor Williams C+. Fleming gets a C+. Yeah, Brandon Knight gets an incomplete. Adam Redmond gets an incomplete. Those two guys over here, they get incompletes. Those other guys that if I hope you guys can see, those guys gets incomplete. Those guys right here, Brandon Knight and Adam Redmond, they get incomplete. These two gets incomplete, Cowboy Nation. Su'a-Filo deserves a B+. I can't debate you on that. I can't debate you on that. He stepped in and did his job. Didn't seem like it was a loss of space right there. I see a lot of B's. Okay, let's move right on because we finna get to some skill players in a few. Tyron Smith, Cam Fleming. Let's do a combo grade. What do they get? You know, what do they get, Cowboy Nation? What do they get? What do they get? Tyron Smith and Cam. Whoa, Cam. Su'a-Filo gets a C. Looney gets a B. This is from Robert A. and Jerome. Jerome in the house. G gets an A. Okay. My thing is, it's the writing on the wall. With Tyron Smith. It's a rough situation that we have to look at. It's super rough, man. Let's see if we can pull Tyron Smith up. And my thing is B-. And Tyron Smith, he's one of those guys that plays so well. And when he put those hands on you, the officials that kind of sleeping behind the wheel type of situation, they look at it as it relates to, man, ain't no way. We gonna have to call hold him because there's no way that he get this man down to the ground that quickly. So that's why, you see those holding calls. You look back, you see flag on a turf or what have you. Let me see if I can find him. There you go. There he go. He's still, good Lord, this guy seems like he been playing forever, ever. Boy, he's still only 29 years old, 6'5", 318 pounds, 9 seasons. That means this guy been a grown man his entire life. His entire life, he's been a grown man. Man, that guy's big, man. Huge. 6'5", and he just been doing his thing, Cowboy Nation. He's been doing his thing, Cowboy Nation. Got a donation to help grow the nation. Looney, B+. Smith, C-. All right, so let's look at his contract. 8 years, $97 million. That sounds like good money. Now, we were the first ones to do these type of things. Let me see. Shout out to you, Stellos, man. Really appreciate you, man, for help growing the nation. Donations. Donation is my brother from another mother. No other. Don't look like Danny Glover. You guys know Big Game James. Everything else remained the same when he says donation, baby. Really appreciate you, Stellos. Uncle Dave. All right, so here's the thing. I love these type of contracts because you're not thinking to move your left tackle around a lot, right? So the Cowboys were very crafty with this particular contract. My thing is, collectively speaking, this is the type of contract that you have to look at and say to yourself, will we eventually have to part ways with him? And who in the world is going to step it up? Do we go into the draft philosophies? Because my thing is, this is business first, and we know for sure that back is like a pretzel. It's just been flipping up and folding up here and there. What do you guys feel? What his shelf life is all about? How long do you think that Tyron Smith got left? And he's still great. Yes, Derek Savage. He's still a beast. My grade for Tyron, I'm not going to get flat out here and say, well, he's an A+ guy. I'm not going to give him an A. I'm not going to give him a C. I'm going to give Tyron Smith the B+ factor. This is my grade, you see. But collectively speaking, Cowboy Nation, let me see. Can you guys give me the wave of grades that you guys want for Tyron Smith? Let me know. Let me know so we can see and out there what grade levels are you giving Tyron Smith. Robert A. says he's a beast, but too many holding calls. Yeah, it's just that, boy, when he get them hands on you, you see. And see, when I'm fighting somebody bigger than me, I got him. I got him till you hear this right here. I mean, they grab me. So I got to make sure they don't grab me, man. My first punch, my jab is really quick, but that hook, man, better watch out. But until they grab me, when y'all hear that, it's over with. It's OVA. I could probably give Tyron Smith a run for his money, but until he grabbed me, it's over with. And the thing is, he's so big, he got to use ankle braces, knee braces for his arm. That's how big his arm is, And I don't know if so. A lot of people are seeing. So you guys right along with me. So I give him a B+. So a lot of people seeing a lot of B's or what have you. B- from my guy J Form, Natasha, Tyron gives a B. So B+ for effort, inside, Jet D. Don't fight Shaq. No, I think I can give Shaq his money though. I can give him a run for his money until he grab me. I think that if you guys see Law Nation fighting Shaq, as little as I am, y'all say, man, Law was giving Shaq the business, man. He was winning for the first 2 or 3 seconds, but Shaq, y'all can hear that? Shaq grabbed him, man. It was over with. We had to call the police. We had to call the ambulance. Maybe we had to call 911. Shaq done fool around and grab Law Nation. He got him. He got the first lick though. They say, man, somebody that big, you better make that first lick count. You see, You better make it count. Think about this, though. My guy, the boys 2138 said vice grips. Yes, indeed. If Shaq said, okay, Jig, you can fight me. Atticus that's in the chat, Shaq saying, okay, you can fight me. You get the first 3 licks. Where will you go? And you got to make them count. Those first 3 licks. You better go call Tyrone and them, and say, let's put all of these things together. You better shoot his ass. Jay said you better shoot his ass. Yes, indeed, man. You better figure out a way to find that 2x4 board. I think that 2x4 won't do him any good or any justice. There's a picture floating around of Shaq next to Tyron Smith. Let me see if I can find that picture, man. Shaq. Let me see if I can do this. Tyron Smith. Let me see if we can find that picture, man. See, Shaq, we know how big Tyron Smith is. But when you take a picture of Shaq next to Tyron Smith, man, they look like little bitty kids, man. Let me see if I can blow this picture up. And so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Look at Tyron. Look at Tyron Smith look like a little old baby. That's Tyron Smith right there. You see? That's Tyron Smith next to Shaq. So that gives you some some better pictures to think about. That's how big Shaq really is, you see. And we think that Tyron Smith is a giant. So shout out to Rodney Ellis, baby beard. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Now, there's a picture of, let me see if I can find a picture of me next to Tyron Smith. I think I got it somewhere here. And it might be way down here. Let me see if I can find that picture of me next to Tyron. And trust me, Tyron dwarfs me by many of miles, So there goes to show you that, I don't post too many things on my gram. I'm going down my gram. And I probably post too many pictures. Yeah, I'm getting close there. I think I'm getting close there. Yeah. I can see the big beard into effect. Let me see if I can find that picture. I hope I can find it. Of me next to Tyron Smith. So, see, this me next to, let me see if I can slide this over. This me next to the bearded wonder, and that's mega big beard right there, fam. Big, huge beard right there. Let me see if I'm getting close, though. This is almost embarrassing picture of me next to Tyron, because Tyron dwarfs me, and it make me feel uncomfortable of me being right beside that brother, because he's just that big, Cowboy Nation. Let me show you guys how big Tyron Smith is to me, opposed to me, so you guys can see the quote unquote. I should have it in my favorites, man. I got to scroll all the way down here. Come on, where the picture at? Come on, picture. Yeah, shout out to the barber, man. The barber had me sweet that day. Yes, indeed, Cowboy Nation. And come on, picture. Where you at? I got all these pictures, man. All these pictures. Come on, picture. If I was on my cell phone, man, I'd be able to pull it up real quicker. And we almost there, Cowboy. And I appreciate you guys bearing with me. It's me down there in Oxnard, man. I can't wait to get back there. It's coming, Cowboy Nation. I think I took that picture right around as me and Sean Lee. See, me and Sean Lee about the same height. You know what I mean? Sean Lee, this shout out to Barry Griffith. It was me and Sean Lee and Barry. So I'm almost there. Come on. Cowboy Nation. See, if I had a producer, they'll be able to throw that picture up real quick and say, hey, here's Law Nation next to Tyron Smith. Nipsey Hussle. Shout out to Nipsey Hussle, man, and all of his hustleness, God, dog, I'm trying to give up, Cowboy Nation. I'm finna give up. It's gonna take me any much longer to pull up this old crazy picture. There we go. Good Lord. Took me 10 years and 55 days to get here. Now, I appreciate those who have patience enough to to wait that long. Here's me next to Tyron. Chest action. I got the chest out there. I've been swole. I've been doing some push-ups that day. So if in a fight, maybe, just maybe, I could throw him a few combos, and it's but trust me, is the moment he grabbed me, right? The moment he grabbed me, shout out to you, Atticus. He said, "Don't give up." That's what I'm talking about. The moment he grabbed me, it's over with, Cowboy Nation. It is flat out over with. Flat out over with. Look, I'm taller than Randall Cobb. Somebody said, how tall are you, Lord? Devin Frost. I'm taller than Randall Cobb, Nah, I'm 5'10" and a half, ready? Red, don't do me like that and put 5'9", I'm 5'10". I'm taller than Cole Beasley, and I'm taller than Randall Cobb, you see. Yes, indeed. But this dude look like David Chappelle mixed in with Julius Jones. Remember him? Whatever that guy that used to play for us. Yeah, so he's huge, man. And look at his hand compared to my head. It's like his hand can just cover my entire head. Shout out to Polo Life. But you guys can see, man, that, let me see. Hope you guys can see that on this particular photo right here. Let me see if I can go right here. See all this dark mark right here? That's me sweating because I'm sitting here like, man, this dude, he just crump. You know how you grab somebody and you squeeze a little bit? Look how little my arm look, man. Hey, man, this guy is a huge brother, you see. And he'll fold me up like a wallet. But that's enough of me talking about me compared to a tyrant. But this is what I'm saying. When you see those holding calls, how, like, when you see those holding calls, like he had like 3 holding calls when the DB tried to come inside and blitz off of that edge, and he grabbed him. Like, let's be real with him. Where can he grab? He's supposed to grab to the inside, right? If I'm this size, how in the world he gonna grab into the inside? He got no choice but to hold onto the outside. You see, his hand is bigger than my head. His forearm, that's my leg size right there, Cowboy Nation. That's my leg size. And that's his arm. That's what he used his arm as my legs. Matter of fact, his arm is probably bigger than my legs. So that's why I say that he gets some unjust calls, unjust penalties, and these sorts of things. So, and of course, they got him listed at 320. The website had him listed at 315. There's no way he's anywhere near these size, what have you. There's no way. There's no way. He played 13 games last year. So, all right. So now we finna go into the skill positions, the skill players. Shout out to Mark Holmes and E2 Blue. This is from Jonathan. Yeah, shout out to those guys, man. They always doing a great deal. You have a picture. Robert says you have a picture of him and Too Tall together. Oh, wow. Too Tall is even taller than Tyron. Yes. Shaq, Kobe, and Bron and AD. That's cold-blooded. Look at his hands. Yes, indeed. All right, so we made it here, Cowboy Nation skill players. What do you guys give Jason Witten? What do you guys give Jason Witten? Straight up. Let's keep it real. What grade do you guys give out for Jason Witten? I'm waiting. Tyron played 13 games every year since 2016. That's an odd fact right there, Jay. He's 6'7", no question. He's taller than what they listed him. This is from Justin Quarles. I believe you because there's no way he's 6'5". D-. I see a couple of C's out there. B for effort. This is from Locks. I thought you was a hard grader, Locks. Come on, man. I don't see any F's out there. So that means the old reliable, he did a great job. Now, broadcasting. What do you give old reliable Jason Witten? We talking about Jason Witten now. Andre gives him an F. Okay. J Form ain't playing with it. Snail knees. All right, so these skilled players, let's do a little something different. Okay, let's break it down to like a 9-0 factor. What do you? That's wrong, Law. David Frost. Better than Booger. Better than Booger McFarland. Yeah. Booger be saying some stuff like it's 3rd and 1. They got to get this 1 yard to get a first down. You see, people be like, "Whoa, wait a minute." Like, duh, Booger McFarland. You see, he be saying some off the wall stuff, but at least Booger, he makes it very comical. C for wit. Everybody gives him a C. Okay, let's break it down. What do you give his foot speed? What grade level you give Jason Witten foot speed? What grade did you give Jason Witten route combinations? I was still, if I look at his route combinations, the Y route, the stick route, comeback, I still give the brother, believe it or not, an A. Believe it or not, I still give him an A. He uses his hands. He found the soft spots in the zone. So I give him a A for his route combination. We do this with a specialized player. We break it all the way down. Z route, yeah. You talk about Z route, or you give him just a Z as a grade. E for effort. Now, what do you give Jason Witten hands? What do you give his hands? Q for quicksand. Let Tavon go. Hey, you gotta call him Tavion. Here's the thing is with Tavion, and I'll talk about it when we get to him. All right, so let's move on. So let's give Blake Jarwin. What do you guys give Blake Jarwin? And let me see if we can pull up old Blake Jarwin. I wish I can categorize this in alphabetical order, but they got some kind of weird order going on and something wrong with Spoke Track, so I can't really. Y'all help me out. Where Blake Jarwin name at? Here you go, Blake. Blake the Snake. Blake the Snake. Where are you? Blake. DeMarcus, Zack. Come on, Blake Jarwin. I'm looking for you. Because I think he's going to be an unrestricted free agent. He's going to be a guy that we really going to have to say to ourselves, 2 tears in a bucket. I can't find his name right here. Let me just type it in. How about that? Blake. Hey, they even got a Blake Jackson out there. Let's see. All right, here you go. That's the fastest way to do it. We'll do it that way. All right, so he's 25 years old, 6'5", 236 pounds. He could be like 220 because he don't look that big when you see him in person. 3 seasons, and a lot of people saying B+. Jarwin gets an A. A lot of people giving us those measures. Let's see if we can look up stats, because with skilled players you can look up stats. This year, 2019, 31 receptions for 365 yards, average 11.8 yards per reception there. 3 touchdowns. That's what he gave you last year. Most of those touchdowns came from the quote-unquote, I want to say, Giants game. And then if you look at his fumbles, that fumble was out of bounds, I believe. He played you every bit of 16 games, 2 years consecutively. And he's consistent with catching the ball, in my opinion. Excuse me. I want to say that it's been a very disservice or disjustice to his total body of work. I think that we didn't get a full consensus of what he can exhibit out there on the field because of the fact that they handcuffed him. For comparison, let me see if I can pull this up, Cowboy Nation. And we know for sure that we hate to do this, but that's just how it goes. We got to do this, and we got to look at everything that we can, and that's just the reality of it, Cowboy Nation. Let's do Jarwin, and we're going to do Jason, and we're going to do a comparison, if that's okay with you all. You guys cool with the comparison analysis? All right, we're going to do the comparison analysis. Let's keep it in 2019, if you know what I mean. We're going to do the 2019 37. All right, let's see. Get results. Everyone have reasons, but results are what matter. This is what matter the most. This is what matter the most, Cowboy Nation. Let's see what we got here. Blake Jarwin. Can you guys see it on your screen there? 2019, both played 16 games. Jason Witten came out of retirement. He said he's going to only play 30% of the snaps, anywhere from 20 to 30% of the snaps. Do you guys feel that he owned up to what he said that he was going to do? Jason Witten got 4 touchdowns. He got 63 receptions, 529 yards. He averaged 8.4 yards per reception. His longest was 33 yards. I think he got that within like the first 4 weeks or something like that. And Jarwin, with that same number, got 365 yards and 3 touchdowns and 11.8. The thing is, I hope Spoke Track is back up, because their website been acting phony. I want to see how many snaps that these guys got. And Spoke Track, it's back up now. They were doing some type of upgrade. Let's type in Jason Witten first. Let's see, because their particular analysis actually shows everybody the snaps that they occurred or what have you. Okay, so this 2000. Let me know if you guys can see do you see what I see? So he got 852 snaps. So when you guys are debating, with your colleagues or your contemporaries in the barbershop or the beauty salon for the ladies, you can say, well, hey, for the 2019 season, this brother got 852 snaps. With with everybody seeing in the chat box, can we guess how many snaps? Jarwin got? And can we cross or transpose his snaps opposed to what Jarwin got? And we will see, who gonna win those debates right here. Shout out to IKill. You crazy, man. I can't say that. I can't repeat what you're saying. So KMT 72 said 272 snaps. So this would be egregious at its highest level if Jarwin got pretty much close to the same productivity or production, and with limited or less snaps. Let's look at Jarwin. Let's snap that stuff in. I can't spell today. I can't even talk tonight because I can't give myself no coffee. It'll be too late to drink coffee right about now. I'll be up all night. He got 436 snaps. Snaps. Oh, snap. And with half of the snaps that Jarwin got opposed to your brother from another mother, Jason Witten, and we can go back and forth and saying, okay, we can look at it and say, well, he can't block or what have you. And give me this. Give me this. Because somebody can run the numbers and you can compute, like, you can do the numbers. You can say 11.8 goes into 436 how many times, and then you can cross post the numbers or transpose the numbers into how many snaps that Jason Witten got, and you can come up with a weird number. And to me personally, that would equate. Let me see. Let's do it like this: 11.8 times probably 800 or what have you. It would give you, and then you minus the yards. I would think that this would be closer to like 1,000 yards if he can get 800 snaps. It would be close to maybe 800 to 900 yards if you do the quick math. And I don't feel like doing the math. It's too late right now. It's very too late. So what grade you guys give Blake Jarwin again? What grade do you guys give Blake? What grade do you guys give Blake Jarwin? Yeah. Let me know. And this is not an indictment on Jason Witten. Trust me, we all love Jason Witten. We appreciate Jason Witten. We thank Jason Witten for his wonderful services with the Dallas Cowboys. Schultz, let's give Schultz a quick grade and Blake Jarwin. And everybody give Blake Jarwin an A minus, A, B, B plus, C, A. My thing is, if shout out to you, Robert. Say law, you need to wake up in 6 hours, catch up with on the flip side, stay up. Hey, shout out to you, Robert, man. Get you some rest, man. Only 10 incompletions. Shout out to you. Shout out to you, man. If you guys got to call it quits, call it quits. Schultz is incomplete grade. I agree. I can't give Schultz a grade. Schultz is an incomplete. We wasted a year of Schultz evaluation for the nation. And this is the only way that I can look at it. I'm for dog sure about to give Blake Jarwin an incomplete because we just don't know. He's an unrestricted free agent. We don't know what the Cowboys are going to do with his overall numbers there. Looking at his numbers, we don't know. So, Cowboy Nation, we can look at Blake Jarwin and say, man, he's a gem for us. But we don't know. We don't know about Schultz either, because of the stupidity with the staff of last year. So hopefully the love affair that we had for Jason Witten playing out there is gone, And trust me, he'd probably be a better coach than he is right now as relates to a player on the field. See, they don't even have a contract because he's unrestricted. So his contract pretty much is over with. You see, you guys, we don't even have any contract information. So we're going to have to pony up, pay Blake Jarwin, and we have to see what Schultz is going to be about. But if I'm a betting man, I will go out there and get an Ebron, and I will say we'll find other ways to block. West Coast offense, get the ball out quick. We'll look at it in those parameters. Let me know if you guys are agreeing with me, because when we look at Schultz, when we look at all of these skilled players and we look at everything from A to Z, we would say that, man, we got a long way to go to give a true, real evaluation. We got a long way to go, and that's just the reality of it. We have to look at it from those parameters. It may seem harsh, but playing politics don't win you game. It don't. So, unfortunately, that's the grade for Schultz and Jarwin. I would give him, if he played the entire year, I give Jarwin a B, but I have to give him an incomplete, and I have to give Schultz an incomplete. All right, so let's move on a little bit further up. Michael Gallup, Cowboy Nation, what you guys give Michael Gallup? Jonathan says he agree. Really appreciate you for agreeing with the nation, or agreeing with me. Patrick Walker said earlier, Ebron is going to get super paid. Yeah, but if you can convince him, and going up there to Coastland is one thing, but going down here in Dallas is another. I read an article earlier today that Dak Prescott got paid $50 million. Endorsements. Michael Gallup gets an A plus. B plus for Gallup. Devin Frost, Atticus, who else? Who all giving out these A's and disregarding the drops? Let me know so we can look at this thing collectively and say to ourselves, we love what Gallup brings to the table. And trust me, all of these drops are not 100% on him. It's not 100% on him, but they are drops, and it goes back to the saying of my brother from another mother, no other, don't look like Danny Glover, Jerry Rice would say, if the ball touch your fingertips, you got to be able to catch it. And he wasn't able to catch it in most situations. So I have to look at it in those aspects. I think Spoke Track, shout out to them, they will account for the drops. They will show you the drops. And trust me, the guy improved from last year. He got you well over 1,000 yards, average way high in 16.7 or 16.8 yards per reception. Let's pull up the fact sheet, baby. Let's pull this up. He's 23 years old, okay? That means he got a long way to go to get old, right? This means he's still young. Boy, I remember when I was 23. Okay, so we look at it from this. We can look at it and say, man, the kid improved from one year to the other. He had 507 yards his rookie year, 1,107 yards his second year. Targeted it more because last year he was targeted on at 68. Now he was targeted 112. Snaps, yeah, he got more snaps because Allen Hurns wasn't here. Bryce Butler, for crying out loud, wasn't here. And whoever else we had out there trying to run some routes, Cole Beasley and those boys wasn't out there. So he averaged 79 yards per game, 6 touchdowns. Not bad at all. But this is the only thing that really got on a lot of people's nerves. And trust me, a lot of people don't like to see that. Let me slide it over. Slide to the left. Slide to the left. You guys see that number? This number right here. He had 3 last year. 13 drops. We can't have that, Cowboy Nation. We don't want to see that, Cowboy Nation. Now, some of those balls Dak Prescott was throwing to the moon. We're like, come on, Dak. You got to do better than that, Dak. You can't just be throwing it to the moon. What do you think you got? You think this guy going to have some jets and some rockets on his feet? But he wasn't throwing that many balls to the moon, you see. Some of those balls was behind him. Shout out to you, Abbas. Really appreciate you. But 13 is mean. So I want to give him an A+. I want to give him an A-. I want to give him a B+. I want to give him a B. Just flat up. Let's give him a B, Cowboy Nation. What do you guys give Gallup? I want to know. What are you guys giving Gallup? Okay, I changed it to a B+. This is from Devin Frost. But, I want you all, because I'm not going to give him a B-. I'm just give him a straight up B. Straight up B. You got room for improvement. Next year, we may see a B+. Next year, we can aim for an A- or A or A+ or what have you. But that means room for growth. And I'm telling you guys right now, they got rid of Sean J. Lyles. Had him carrying bricks out there in Oxnard. I got a clip or a video footage out there on my page, them carrying them white bricks around. But we will see. But what I want to see more is that safety over the top, rolling coverage. Because a lot of people think that just because he was able to accrue these type of numbers and just because he was able to get this type of productivity, that it was all done by himself. No. He's still on his rookie contract, but he was not able to get that by himself, Cowboy Nation. He got that because they rolled coverage to Amari Cooper's side, and he 9 times out of 10 had to play against the second-tier cornerback with the second-tier guy over the top to help him. No roll coverage, not that much of a jam on the line, because a lot of times you get more physical with a receiver when you know for sure you got help over the top. They let this guy get a free release most of the time. Now, trust me, he did catch some crucial passes across the middle, and I said, man, that looked like a baby Mike Irvin mixed in with Dez Bryant. But we will see how his growth potential going to translate or go to the next year, and especially under a new system. So we will see about that, Cowboy Nation. Let's speed this thing up. I know you guys are getting tired. Devin Smith, I'll give him a C+. He just had these type of injuries to occur, and he don't get a failing grade, but he give an average at best grade, C+. So we just have to look at it in those factors with Devin. Randall Cobb stepping it in. Let's pull up Randall Cobb's situation. If we can. I went back too far. Y'all on draft class. Bear with me. We already gave Tristan Hill his grade. We had to give Tristan Hill an incomplete. Let's look at Randall Cobb, okay? Randall Cobb. What grade you guys give Randall Cobb? Let me know. Devin Smith a B. I just couldn't see more of Devin Smith, Rodney. Now, if we go by individual game per se, you can say against those Washington team, against those, I think he played at Miami, I would give him a B out of those games. Cobb C+. Let's pull up Randall Cobb, man. Let's see if we can pull up Randall Cobb, man. Let's see what his stuff is talking about, because I know they're going to bring him back, you know. It's just how it goes when you bring in a coach that you used to play for. And 9 times out of 10, they bring those guys back into the fold, especially when you're trying to install new offenses and these sorts of things. You normally bring that person back into the fold. All right, so let's see what his market value, since they got that highlighted there. $7.1 million. Okay. 7.1 mil. You bring him back. I think he's still on the contract anyway, right? Let's look at the stats. Cowboy Nation. And can you guys guess how many drops he had? I'm gonna hide it for you. Let me see if anybody can guess how many drops he had before we go further. And guess how many drops he had. Shout out to you all. Some people saying Jonathan giving him a C, lowercase b. This is from Melissa. That's funny. And let's look at everything. Targeted 83 times. He played 15 games, 9 games. This is a good comparison here. He played 15 games in 2019, and he played 15 games in 2017. Just the amount of the same snaps per se. And this is with the golden boy that everybody love. Everybody love. Oh, Aaron Rodgers, right? Everybody love Aaron. Everybody love Aaron. Somebody put 6 drops. Somebody put 8 drops. Harvard Blue said 12 drops. That would be crazy. 14 drops would be crazy. Yeah. And I'll give you guys the drops in a few. So with that being said, this is with golden boy Aaron Rodgers compared to a Dak Prescott, not even on a pass first team, but although we can say that we were pass first last year, he had 828 yards. His best performance since 2015, or that's since 2015, because his best performance ever was in 2014, if you know what I mean. He had 1,287 yards. He averaged, this is a good number right here, Cowboy Nation. He averaged 15.1. And if you look at this right here, since 17, that means that it's a lot of dinking and dunking going on. 9.9. I'm just playing with you all. You know I'm just playing with you. I'm playing with you. It's not a lot of dinking and dunking. But he averaged 55 yards per game, 3 touchdowns. Man, Aaron was giving him the ball at 14. He had 12 of them. And on top of that, let's see if we can squeeze this thing around. Let's look at those drops. You know what? I think he's a guy that drops the ball. I think he's just a guy that drops the ball. Let's dissect this. He had 9 drops last year, 4 drops the previous year. He only played 9 games 4 drops. That's a high ratio, believe it or not. 17, he had 2 drops. 16, let's see how many games he played, though. 13 games, 0 drops. That was his best year. 15, he had 10 drops. That's a lot of drops, Cowboy Nation. And what are you trying to do? Play basketball or something? 14, he had 8 drops. So if I was to go into a time machine, I would say fast forwarding by the end of the year next year, he will give you about 6 drops, 7 drops. Give or take, if he's going to have this many snaps. If he's going to have 700 snaps, he's going to give you about 6, maybe 5 to 6 drops. Anybody want to disagree? Anybody? Let's see where we at. I said 8 drops. Rodney said 9. Hey, the boy, you was really right close to it with the 8 drops. And trust me, this goes to show you that it backs up what we were saying, that, yeah, Dak Prescott sometimes throw that ball to the moon or trying to hit Sky Mirror. Like, what's going on? The guy is no more than 5'8", 6", give or take. All right, let's look at the comparison analysis, man. Let's do that, okay? We're going to go back to this thing. We're going to go back. Y'all know what I'm about to do, right? Y'all already know. Come on. Y'all already know what law about to type in. You guys want to type it in for me? You guys want me to give control to you? You already know I'm finna type in. I'm gonna squeeze it over here, right here. And we're gonna do, let's do Cobb first. And let's do Beasley. Come on, Cole. There you go. 17. You guys want to do what, 3 years? Because he had a good 17 year. And Cole Beasley had a good 16 year. Let's just do from 2016 to now. And that way we get a full range of everything. Is that okay with Cowboy Nation? Is that okay with you all? Let me know. Give me a thumbs up if this okay. Or you just want to do this year. Do you guys want to do just this year, or you want to do the scale of 3 years? Let me know. Cobb has been hurt. Yeah, but he was healthy in 17. So that's why I'm putting in 17. And we're going to look at the per game basis. We're not going to look at the collective stats. Let's do 3. Let's do 3. Okay. So we're going to go off of, and it's pretty long right here. Let's see. Per game basis. You see that saying to say per game basis within the last 3 years or what have you. This is not me cooking the books or anything, and it's even with an injured year. And of course, one can argue and say, well, he had Aaron Rodgers throwing him the ball, but we saw the stats from earlier, and somehow I messed up on Cole Beasley's situation because it said from 2012. So let me go back. Appreciate you all for patience. Let me type in Cobb first. Cobb. And we're going to go from 2016 to 2019. We're going to type in Beasley again. Cole. We'll go with 16. Okay, now that's right. Now that's better. Get results. And believe it or not, even those scale of years, everything looks kind of normal, normalized and everything. All right, so from here, we looking at Cole Beasley collective stats per game from 2016 to 2019. I hope you guys are able to see that. The average reception for both guys are 12 reception. 132 yards, that's the average what they get per, if you go over a scale of 2016 to now. Randall Cobb give you just a little bit more touchdowns and yards reception. So that's just what it looks like. But what I want people to look at will be like the scalable similarities. If you look at this column over here, these things are so similar Cole Beasley is on top right here. And let me see, games played. Believe it or not, they both, from 2016 to 2019, they both played 62 games. And this right here is, I know you can't see Cole Beasley's name, but the top number will be Cole Beasley right here. He had 243 receptions, and you have 2,597 yards with 18 touchdowns, 10.7. And on top of that, you have 219 receptions for Cobb with 2,474 yards, 13 touchdowns. Minus the touchdowns or what have you, these are the same person. It's the exact same. So you don't gain any production and you don't lose any production. I think that if I type in Cole Beasley, I think that Cole Beasley don't drop the ball as much. I think that will be the outlier. Let me see if I can pull up Cole Beasley drops or what have you and see how often he dropped the ball, if that's okay with you all. And it's always good to look back at things. It's not me trying to shun or denigrate anybody. We're just trying to find some numbers, man, and trying to look at everything and give a full evaluation. Should we pay Cole Beasley or not, you know? And Cole Beasley is older. He's 30 years old, as we can see. Cobb is not even at 30 yet right now. So Beasley a little older, and he wanted more money. And I can tell you right now, he don't drop the ball as much. You guys are going to get mad at this right here. Those drops hurt us, you know. Let's just look at it. Let's go ahead and pull it up. All right, so his highest drops was this year, and one can say that's him getting adjusted to Josh Allen because he launches the ball like crazy. And this is not me giving an excuse. The guy got a bullet for it on a rocket launcher. He had 6 drops. Last year he had 2 drops. Year before that, 2 drops. Like the guy averaged 2 drops. And then 2012, 2013, and 14, you can say that he rarely had snaps, as you can look at it. He didn't start playing basically until Dak Prescott came into the scene, because look at it from here, 600 snaps, 2016, 17, 576 snaps, and 18, you know, he had more snaps because, remember, he complained at the end of 17. He was like, look, man, Jerry Jones is not giving me the ball. He's not helping me out and these sorts of things. And then they said, okay, we're going to start forcing him the ball a little bit more. So that's why the stats explain the increase of the snaps or what have you. But we can look at this column right here and see that it only had 2 drops out of 714 snaps. That's not bad. They tried to give him the ball this year, 752, and he had 6 drops. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Cowboy Nation. So that's just how it goes from there. Let's look at the next guy. I'm going to try to speed it up. I know you guys ready to go to bed, so I'm going to hurry up. Speed up. Okay. Amari Cooper. What grade you guys give Amari Cooper? If my guy Jay Form is still here, let me know. What grade level do you guys give Amari Cooper? And let's put Tavon Austin into the mix too. Let's try to grade these 2 guys together. I have no idea big Mike McCarthy was. A- for Amari Cooper. Take your time. This is from John Deal. Okay, I'm going to slow down a little bit. Y'all guys let me know. If you guys want me to take my time, I will. Who has more catches on first down for first downs? Melissa, Mike. I had to really dig deep into that. I will. B+, C+, B. Tavion gets a D. Oh my goodness, Tavion, boy. It seems like he lost a step. But against that first Eagles game, I have to give Tavon Austin an A because he shook Orlando Scandrick out of his boots. B-, yes, take as long as you feel. Yeah, I feel you, Devin. Yeah. Cooper, A, T-A, C. Okay, this is from Rodney Ellis. Shout out to you. Coop only played home games. Coop like, look, man, with that plantar fasciitis, man, I can only get off and push off on turf, man. I can't really play out there on the grass, man. I really can't play like I want to. Those Stones slangers. Okay. Yeah. Tavon Tavon also just need to walk. As a pair of B pluses. So let's see. I got trolling, but getting a little rainbowish. I feel you, the boys 2138. Shout out to you. All right, this is a difficult moment for me as it relates to Amari Cooper. We all love Amari Cooper. We can say that he helped save a lot of people's lives, from the performance that he put up last year. And let me see if I can see what we can detail for Amari Cooper as it relates to his collective grades and these sorts of things. Give me a few seconds, Cowboy Nation. Let me straighten this out a little bit. This is a major thing because this is a contract year for him. So let's pull up the market value. This is so important. This is so important because this is how this man is going to eat. They shooting for a 5-year contract, $998 million. Pretty much you can round that up if you want to $99 million. 5-year. That's his market value, Cowboy Nation. Is he worth a 5-year contract for $99 million? That's his market value. Not saying that you want to give him that, but predicated upon his stats, predicated upon what they paid these guys, Brandon Cooks of the world. Is he better or less than Brandon Cook? I can tell you right now that Michael Thomas got $96 million. $19 million average salary there. Age when he signed was 25. Yeah, they about the same. Is he better than Mike Evans? 82 mil. Julio Jones with 66 million. But you got to understand, Cowboy Nation, the reason why these numbers get inflated, because if we're going to start talking math, we got to pull up the age factor. You see, the youngest person on this list, and he's a gem for anybody, Brandon Cooks, who can take the top off of anybody's defense and can run crisp routes. He's 24. That's a steal for him at that length of contract. But if you look at Michael, my goodness, I was flat out wrong with Michael. I apologize to any Saints fans that I said that, hey, he's going to get that money and fold up like a lawn chair. I apologize. He increased. He did better. He played better, and he's the dog. But is Amari Cooper worth the $19 million or $19.7 million? Is he worth that, Cowboy Nation? According to the stats, according to the numbers, according to the market value, you can't get around it. You can't go into a neighborhood and say, well, since these people are not cutting their grass and they are not putting the right things as it relates to cosmetics around their house, and expecting to go into this particular neighborhood and buy a house that if every other house is selling at the rate of $425,000 and you expecting to buy that house at $212,000, at one point the housing association will not allow you to buy that house at that rate because it's going to pull down everybody else's value. This is how the market value is, and this is just the best way that I can calculate everything. And this is how they said it. Comparable players, we selected the following players based on their ages. You see what I'm saying? Contract status and stats. You see, basically, compared to Amari Cooper. So that's how they came up with those particular market value calculations, or based upon after adjusting the above contracts. And I think you guys can see that. I hope you guys can. He signed Amari Cooper, current age at 25. And then this is, of course, linear to these regressions performance provided with the initial value content. So that's how they come up with that. Let's jump into the stats, though. Law, is Cooper better than Dez Bryant Law? I mean, Dez Bryant, he rounded his routes. To me personally, the separation factor on number one receivers when they play the jam, I don't think that you'll get the separation. I think that the best move for Dez Bryant would be still be on this type of team, but play limited snaps and also be a contributor person just like they did with Darius Thompson. But I think that Dez Bryant is still a dog. He's been working out with the route guru. If I'm Mike McCarthy, I'll bring Dez Bryant in for a cup of coffee because I can say that Dez Bryant is better than a Vontae Bryant. He's better than a Devin Smith. He can probably give you more than what he's giving you. And on top of that, he can give you more than what anybody else as it relates to your third and fourth and your fifth wide out. Put it like this, Dez Bryant would have gave us more production this year than a Tavon Austin, believe it or not, in my opinion. But Dez Bryant, I think his ship done sailed. Okay, so can you guys guess how many drops Amari Cooper had this year before we go a little bit further? Can you guess how many drops, Cowboy Nation? And trust me, we love Dez Bryant. We do. Is they off on Brandon Cook's age? I thought he was 24. He's 26. My bad. GFC. Can anybody else confirm? Sean Jackson says he had 7 drops. Somebody put down 15 drops. Alex Dry. I'm gonna give you guys a few more chances and opportunities. Somebody's right though, believe it or not. Somebody got the right number down there. Kick the can on Dez. This is from Jet D. Yeah. 8. I love Gallup, but he's putting the same numbers without Cooper. I love Gallup, but is he putting up? I don't think that he's putting up those numbers without Cooper out there. So Spoke Track is wrong. Somebody need to go to Spoke Track and send them and they do have a feedback session. You can send them and let them know that they have the wrong age for Brandon Cooks. Because if he was only 24 at that contract, I said, man, that's a gem. Okay, so let's look at it. We looking at everything. All right, so out of 111 targets, he had 7 drops, by the way. So you guys can see it right here, 7 drops. But we would go back to those drops in a few. Let's look at everything. 851 snaps. He had only 838 snaps last year. I think that he missed 2 weeks I think 2 weeks and a half or something like that because he had 2 bye weeks or what have you in a row. So that counts into a lot of things too. He was targeted 119 times, caught 79 balls out of that, 1,189 yards. Believe it or not, he had more yards this year opposed to last year. His average yards per reception was more, 15 compared to 13. This was best, pretty much. One could argue that he had more collective yards that he ever had in his entire career, and his average yards per reception was a whole lot better. So, and this is off of plantar fasciitis, believe it or not. This is off injured Amari Cooper. To put up these type of numbers is crazy. He averaged 74.31, and a lot of people are kicking him out the door. So when we start speaking in terms of I'm agent for Amari Cooper, I'm beating down the desk and I'm sitting there saying, hey, this is not even a pass-first offense collectively speaking. This is a run with Ezekiel Elliott's type of offense, and my client was putting up these type of numbers. So my client deserved to get this $19.7 million at market rate value, $99 million out of 5-year contract. He's only 25. My client deserved to get paid until he's 30. That will be his next super contract because he will not get no more after this. So that's how, if I'm Amari Cooper's agent, because you know the agent get like anywhere from 3 to 5% of that money. So I'm going to look at it and say to him, hey, yeah. As far as touchdowns, he had more touchdowns collectively this year than he had in any other year. And think about this. Let this sink into your mental. They said that the Carr brother is a whole lot better than Dak Prescott. So let that sink in. He had his best years back to back with Dak Prescott, opposed to the Carr brother, whatever his first name is. So this says a lot about numbers and this kind of shift and shake the narratives up, Cowboy Nation. So we look at these numbers. You can be in the barbershop, you can be at the beauty salon, and you can destroy them with the numbers and say, well, collectively in 2019, Amari Cooper had his best year. You want to debate me on that? Well, according to Law Nation and SpokeTrack.com, as well as whatever stat ratio that you pull up, the brother had a good year on a half of a foot. You know, just like that dude said, Greg Jennings, the hardest hitting safety in the league. Whatever that guy was saying. You remember that? How's he doing this on a broken leg? You remember that dude that went viral? You can do him like that. But here's the drop ratios. This scares me. This scares me to death. It does, man, because you can look at it and it's like highs and lows. Cowboy Nation, there's no way in life you can explain to me in his rookie year he had 18 drops. That's sickening. That's sad. That's pathetic. That's horrid. That's terrible. What other word we can put in? That's nasty in a bad way. We don't want to see that. Of course, that's down in Oakland. But, you know, the next year he followed back up, worked on it during the off season, and he went back good again. You guys see this pattern? Do you all see the pattern? Let me know. Do you see what I see, Cowboy Nation? So when we look at it the following year, he improved, and then he went back and regressed again. 10 drops. That's bad, Cowboy Nation. And I'm not even looking at the snaps, because I look at his snap rate at 710. Man, that's even worse than 2016, if you know what I mean. And then 2018, he had 3 drops. You guys see this? Hey, that's not bad. I can live with 3, maybe 4 or 5 drops out of a year. We can live with that, especially when you asking for $99 million, $19.7 million. And I want to pull this out to you guys. Every contract that I looked at on SpokeTrack.com, every contract that was paid, every contract that I ever pulled up, been above their market value. Let that sink into your mental. Every contract that I pulled up was above the market value. So if 19.7 is out there, I know for sure. If I'm a betting man, if I bet down there in Vegas land, I can say I guarantee you. I can go down there in Vegas and say I guarantee you Amari Cooper's next contract is going to be greater than 19.7 million. You want to put your house up on that? All right, so this year, 2019, he had 7. So the pattern is bad year, good year, bad year, good year, bad year. He got a little Jason Garrett thing going on. Is it every even year he does a great job of not dropping the ball? That's crazy, huh, Cowboy Nation? SpokeTrack.com. Let me see if I can drop this link down there in the chat and give them some credit. Let them know that Law Nation sent you around there to them, and just play around with it, because this is the market value. And don't have me to wait around till we get to my guy, Dak Prescott. It is what it is, Cowboy Nation. Red says Coop was for a soft. Yeah, it is what it is. All we have a different team this year. Draft for free agency, mostly Akeem. A little Jason Garrett. He have a good year, bad year, good year, bad year, bad year, good year, good year, bad year. That's what Amari Cooper, I gotta say Amari Cooper. Agents runs the site law. Well, if I'm an agent, don't you think that I would put it like this, and I'm gonna tell you guys a little secret. let's say you're going to buy a house and you get pre-approved for $380,000. You tell your agent, you tell the person that's going to look for your house, of course they listening to you. You tell them that, hey, I want to be close to this school district. I want to be able to be close to this medical district as well. I want low crime rate. And, my pre-approval letter was $380,000. You think that agent is going to start looking for you a house at $300,000? No. That agent's not going to look for you a house at $250,000. They're going to look for you a house at $420,000 because they think that you thinking that you putting some of that money back. So they sitting there looking at it like, well, Mr. Such and Such, we got this housing and it's right prime real estate. We can get you in at this house. This is everything you wanted, but it's $410,000. Can you reach back to your banks and can you let them know that this is your dream house? This is your dream community. And we can see if we can get this thing working out for you. They thinking about that 3.5% or 6%, whatever it may be. And that's going to be agreed upon. Cooper 17.5. There's no way. The reason why Cooper can't get that amount of money is because his contemporaries. Because of Brandon Cooks. Let's look up Brandon Cooks. Let's look it up. Let's look up Brandon Cooks. Let's look it up. The reason why. And they based it upon stats and these sorts of things. So if you look at the stat ratio, what have you, of Brandon Cooks or what have you, and they did they updated his age, which is not bad. Let's see. Somebody must have hurried up and sent him that email. So they updated his age. See, 26, 5 years or what have you. So, and look at his money that he's getting paid. It's way north of $17 million. Huh? Let's look at his best years. 80 receptions. 1,204 yards. You see that? 15 receptions. Let's see, touchdowns 5. Huh? So if you look at his total body of work and they're looking at everything from A to Z, it's still not comparable to the Amari Cooper. And he's been playing since 2014. So that's what they're going to look at. They're going to look at his salary contract and they're going to look at those things. Now, I hate to pull up, I'm not even going to pull up Michael Thomas for embarrassment purposes. I'm not going to pull up that. I don't want to be embarrassed pulling up Michael Thomas. But we can pull up Mike Evans, though. 118 targets. He had 67 receptions. 67. 17.3. 8 touchdowns, which is good. 7 drops. He had 7 drops, 4 drops. Oh, man, goodness. He had 15. He had 15 drops. Give me some good numbers here. It's still an average. The average total sum is still around Amari Cooper's numbers there. So that's why they come up with these numbers, and that's why you can't just fool around and say, okay, Amari Cooper, for the love of the game, we're going to pay you 17. His agency would not allow it. So we give Amari Cooper a B. Straight up B. Jameis Olawale. Let's move on, man. Jameis Olawale. What grade you guys give Jameis Olawale? Definitely don't want to pull up his stats because it's not going to show us anything. Matter of fact, let me see if I can squeeze back over here. Jameis Olawale. What grade level you guys giving Jameis? NAC. Let's just pull up. I'm not even going to go to another website. Let's just pull up Jameis Olawale. The one time they passed the ball to him. 6'1", 240 pounds. He's 30 years old. The one time we tried to pass him the ball, he didn't even look around for it. He didn't even look around for it. I can't even pull up his stats. They don't even have a stat line for him. Oh man, I ain't gonna do Jameis like that. Let me see if I can pull him up because they don't show blocks and everything. But let me see if I can pull up Jameis. I hope it is how you spell it. Close enough. It's close enough. Close enough. Let's see what we got out of Jameis O-line. 3-year contract. I remember when they signed him a 3-year contract, $5.4 million, 180 or $1.8 million signing bonus. Just give me the 8. You know what I mean? We can work the rest out. $2.8 million guaranteed. Did they make a right move of picking up a Jameis O-line, or should they kept Rod Smith, huh? Let's look at the stats, man. Let's look at the stats. Jameis O-line. Y'all see those zeros there? Do y'all see those zeros? They better have that drop down there for them. They don't even have the drop down there for them. And the reason why they couldn't put, they don't even have the drop recorded for them for last year as well. See, no drops. What grade y'all give Jameis O-line? Jameis Rod Smith. They should have kept Rod, man. Rod did way more. He's 30. They could have kept Keith Smith. Shout out to you, Devin, man. Really appreciate you, man. Joining the Silver Elite Club, man. Really appreciate you. FD, is it incomplete? Q said, let me see here Michael Thomas stats right quick. I ain't gonna do it, man. I don't want to do it, man. I just don't want to do it. I don't want to do it, man. I don't want to make myself sick. Let's pull up Rod Smith right quick. Let's do it this way, then. Let's do it this way, Cowboy Nation. Let's do it this way. Rod Smith. Who made a donation to help grow the nation? Stello's big old goose egg. Trash. Oh, Stello said, trash. Shout out to the Baby Beer Gang, man. Trash. All right, so we're going to do Rod Smith, man. And we're going to pull up Rod Smith. Make sure it's the right Rod. And we're going to do 2018 to now. We're going to do Jameis O-line. Jameis. How you spell Jameis? Jameis. Come on, Jameis. There we go. Jameis O-line. Don't y'all be naming y'all kids Jameis O-line. Jameis. What's your name? My name is Jameis O-line. Oh my goodness. 5 point. What was his contract again? My goodness, man. My goodness. And I know they don't show blocking and stuff like that, but come on. He was rarely in the game to even block. Man, can you imagine you just sat there on the sideline for $5.4 million, and even if they cut you, they still got to give you $2.8 million. They got to give you that regardless. And they cut this guy, Rod Smith. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. So let's look at it, man. Well, how can I put this? And he had 127 rushing yards in the 2 years that, if we comparing since Jameis O-line been on his team, out of 44 attempts or what have you, because he balled out. He balled completely out against that Giants team. Of course, 9 receptions for 60 yards. These is based off of 2 years, 2 receptions for 13. And because don't have me to put 2017 into now, it would just be crazy numbers for Rod Smith. And if you look at it from here, this is on a per game basis. If you look at it from a per game basis, he'd give you 2 attempts. He averaged 5.8 yards per game collectively when he's out there in the last 2 years. And that just what's the reality of it. And this is a 0.0, like 0.1 I meant to say, and 0.4. So this is what it looks like. Special team players, waste of money. Jonathan, yes, and Melissa. Can you imagine, though? Can you close your eyes? The brother is making $5.4 million to sit on the sidelines and say, hey, I'll block occasionally. Rod doesn't even play, which is sad. This is from KMT72. It's sad. No comment. Man, if I get 5.4, I'll split it with everybody that's watching right now. I promise you, I'm a man of my word. Somebody send me 5.4. We screenshot everybody that's in here watching, and we'll split it, right? Let's move on a little bit further, man. It's just sad, sad. Look at all. Look. We just look back right here. Oh, my goodness. Welcome to the Silver and Blue. Shout out to you. Welcome to you, man. Thank you for tuning in, man. Who is this who made the joining the membership squad, man? Really appreciate you. Just post something in because I can't read it in the blue, though. There's some reason why they give it that green title and shit. But thank you for earning your badge. Look at all those zeros, Cowboy Nation. Look at the zeros on that thing. Let me get out from Jameis Olawale. Who y'all want to do first? You want to do Tony P or you want to do Ezekiel Elliott's grade? Locke says, stop with the lock. See, Locke, somebody got to pay me the $5.4 million. There's 900. See, we got the quick math experts in here. There's $9,215 each. Yeah, like I said, man, that law man, he be lying, y'all. He gonna keep that. He gonna keep that $5.4 million. What grade y'all gonna give? Who y'all want to do first, Tony or Ezekiel, the main man, Elliott? Tony is an A. What y'all think? How many yards Tony got for this year? Yeah, we need to bring in somebody because even though with Jameis Olawale, we just want to see something. We want to see something out there. Him pancaking a guy, at least dipping his shoulder out, leveling somebody, catching the ball out of the backfield. At least give us something, right? I guarantee you Mike McCarthy ain't going to deal with that. Tony Triple A's, man, A+, 700, 750. How many receiving yards did Tony P got? Let me hurry up and pull Tony P stuff up, man. That's me again with, let's see. Let me pull up Tony P's, man. While y'all look at me and the world's biggest guy that I've ever been next to. While I pull up Tony's P's. Tony Pollard. So y'all giving him an A. I sure hate that he fumbled that ball that one time. It really mad at that. Let's look at Tony Pollard, 22 years old. He's still on his rookie's contract, 3.1. Look, that's so crazy. $3.1 million. And Jameis Olawale getting paid a whole lot more than this, brother. Jameis Olawale. You're listening in to Jameis Hour. All right, so he had 204 snaps. Not bad for a rookie. Can you guys guess how many reception yards he had? He had 107 reception yards. It seems like more, but they didn't use him out that much. They only passed him a few balls to dump off from here and there. Jonathan Durden says B+. Tony was a B+, but I tell you, that Philly game, he gets a D. This is from Melissa on my Facebook. I agree, that Philly game. How you fumble off a toe sweep, man? Oh, boy, that Philly game, that gave him life, too. But the conundrum piece of the Philly game, if we beat the Philly, we still have Jason Garrett, believe it or not. So it's like a conundrum, basically. This is how it goes, man. 18% of the snaps is hurting my soul is from KMT72. Studwood Q, that hurts. Yes, indeed it did. Natasha, can't believe I've been on this live this long. How long I've been live? Y'all let me know how long I've been live. Natasha, let me know how long I've been live, you know. Yeah. Let me know how long I've been live on this thing, man. How many people we got in the chat? I haven't looked at how many people we got here watching the nation, man. Yeah, let me know. You know, I've been live for an hour or so, right? Yeah. Yeah, we good. We good, right? We were good. Cowboy Nation, y'all not sleepy, right? But let's look at this thing again. He had 455 rushing yards. That's close to 1,500 yards in his rookie year. If you based on the snaps, the 204 snaps, if he get those numbers crazy. If he had 600 snaps, that's 1,000 yards, man. If he had 700 snaps, that's 1,000 yards. So we got 630 people watching, 595 people. Man, I really appreciate you all, man. Y'all love the late night Law Nation. 624. Almost, we got more people watching than how many yards this young man ran. He had only one fumble, one reception touchdown. I thought he had more. Okay, yeah, he had 3 total touchdowns. That's not bad for the rookie, though. Rue, what's good? Yes, indeed. So, I don't want to give him an A+. I don't want to give him an A, nor A-. I don't want to give him a B+. I don't want to give him a B-. I'm going to give the young phenom a B. Flat up. Straight up. He got a lot of room to improve on based off the limit snaps that he got. Over on my Facebook panel, they said they only got 7 in the house, but it's all good. Y'all all 7 elite Facebook followers, man, watching me live like 95 on Facebook. I really appreciate you all that's on my Facebook helping me grow that thing back. I remember one time I used to have 27,000 followers on Facebook. But it's all good. We growing it. We growing it back, Cowboy Nation. Y'all hit that subscribe, man. For those who watching on my YouTube, jump over to Facebook, help a brother out. Share. Grow. Let's jump back over. Let's jump back over to Ezekiel Elliott. Let's go to Ezekiel Elliott, man. Let's see what Ezekiel Elliott got over here, man. We love Ezekiel Elliott. We praise Ezekiel Elliott. We say that he's the end-all, be-all. Shout out to all of the night owls. Yes, indeed. Shout out to you, Stellos. All right, so what grade do you guys give Ezekiel? And let's look at Ezekiel Elliott. Oh, man, goodness. Let's go. $2 holla. Yeah, that's your name on the screen. $2 holla. Stellos. Let's go. Alfred Morris would never just play it. You're right. Yeah, Tony Pollard's a way step up over Alfred. All right, A-. Somebody giving Ezekiel Elliott a C-. Zeke getting a generous B-. I'm going to tell you guys straight off the jump. Ezekiel Elliott gets a B+ in my opinion. I think that he deserves an A, but I'm giving him a B+. And Law, why are you giving Ezekiel Elliott a B+ and you giving Tony Pollard a B? What I'm looking at, there were some missing opportunities. I didn't like the fact that I know for sure. I like the fact that he got paid, but I didn't like the fact that he had to stand out and step out and not participate in Oxnard. I didn't like that. I didn't like the fact that he had to play himself into shape. I don't like the fact that every year that Ezekiel Elliott starts off slow. He lost him a lot of explosiveness. Me and the Cowboys committee, the round table, they were saying, Law, you crazy for not calling Ezekiel Elliott an elite. And then we're going to look at these numbers and we're going to say, man, the numbers are speaking that he's playing at the same level. But just like we looked at Amari Cooper and we was talking about those things, we're going to look at Ezekiel, the main man, Elliott numbers. DJ, raw, uncut. Yes, objectively, I would give Ezekiel a B-. Now look at Ezekiel Elliott. The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil man. But blessed is he is in the name of tyranny. I can't even say it all. Let me see. Let me go. Ezekiel. I'm trying to type in talk. Let me see. Oh my God, I can't spell. Here you go. Ezekiel. There we go. Elliott. There you go. Come on. There we go. There we go. And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who are attempting to poison and destroy thy brethren. There you go. I had to finish it off. My bad, Cowboy Nation. Little word stumbles here and there. All right, so you're listening to the Late Night Whisperer, right? All right, so on this thing right here, Cowboy Nation, Ezekiel Elliott, this is what he set out for. And trust me, he's worth the money. However, he wasn't worth the pain. We've been going through a lot of pains in these last 3 years with Ezekiel Elliott. As it relates to Roger Goodell, whether or not it's not his fault, Grandma used to say not everybody's lying on you. So, with that being said, he signed a 6-year, $90 million. Not 80, not 70, $90 million. If Derrick Henry wins another game, and like if they run the rock, if Tennessee beats the Ravens, if they win through Derrick Henry, it's going to be painful for most of the Cowboys fans, including me. It's going to be painful to watch. $50 million of this money is guaranteed, includes a $7.5 million signing bonus. That's his contract, Cowboy Nation. Regardless of how you look at it, that's just the nature of it. That's just how it goes. Let me see what you guys are saying over here. A B+. Let me see. Hell yeah, them Whataburgers is good. Yeah, you guys are shout out to Whataburger. 3 years we have him for sure. Pablo, man, really appreciate you. He can't get no more money. Zeke will be good. Okay. But before we go to the stats over here, let me just pull it up. Let me pull up this first. Let's pull up fines and suspension. Let's pull up this. Let's pull up fines and suspensions. Oh, not that bad. He got fined for $26,000, $13,000. 6 games. That woman. Let me see if you guys can see it on the screen there. That woman. That situation. It said violating league's personal conduct. Cost this man $559,000. My thing is, collectively, he been fined close to $600,000. That's meaning that he gave away $600,000. And trust me, one commercial, they probably pay that off just like that. So there's nothing more, nothing less, right? So he lost more than this pretty much $600,000, because you can look at the Todd Gurley, the Saquon Barkley's. You can look at who else got a lot of those commercials? Adrian Peterson when he was younger. Christian McCaffrey, how you say that man's last name? All of those guys getting millions and millions of dollars. They getting like that Dak Prescott money, you see, as far as endorsements, what have you. So he lost a lot of money. So that's the only way he can get his money back, by signing or sitting out and getting this $90 million here. So I blame that little lady down there in Ohio who disappeared and these sorts of things. Whatever, I think she was sleeping with Lucky Whitehead and those sort of things. It was crazy. But let's get back to football. Dak just derailed the kid. Ever since then, Ezekiel Elliott started looking like this guy. He started looking like that guy. He was a clean-cut, smooth brother, coming out of college. But, you go through some things, man, when you get into the NFL level. All right, so let's look at these years. He had 1,600 yards his rookie year, which was good. Everybody looking at his total snaps, 716, not that bad at all. They utilized some combination piece with him and McFadden. They used some other pieces out there. I believe it was somebody else. Y'all can help me out. That ran the ball a lot. That helped them out in 2016, and it was beneficial for us. We was 13-3, I believe, right? And then the following year, NFL said, "Look, let me stick my toe in the water. Dallas Cowboys playing too good. They're having too good of a year. Let's slow them down a little bit." And in 17, he got suspended. He only had 581 snaps. And this is the craziest thing. The brother was this close from getting 1,000 yards, 983 yards. You see what I'm saying? If he had like just one more quarter, I think he would have had 1,000 yards every year he ever seen the NFL or played in the NFL. If you look at it from these perspectives, 2018, 1,400 yards or what have you. So this was the calling cry. Hey, 5.1 yards per carry, 4.1 you can say because of the average per se, 4.7, and then it dropped again, 4.5. My thing is, Cowboy Nation, it's not enough for me to gauge on it. But I can guarantee you, if I'm a betting man, Cowboy Nation, if you guys can go down there in Vegas, if you guys can walk around over there and cast your votes and cast your betting odds, if you love to bet, if you love to make some money on the side, I can bet you my bottom dollar that this 5.1 action, we would never see that again. We would never, ever, 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 ever see that again. His career average, 4.6. Let's just say this is going to drop year by year. So next year, maybe 4.5. Next year, be after that, maybe 4.4, 4.3, 4.0. Through the lifespan of this contract. Now, if you guys want me to lie to kick it, I can say, well, hell, he's going to be 5.1 yards next year. He's going to go to the training camp. He's going to average these 5.1s again. Locke said he can hit 5.1 again. How he going to hit 5.1? Unless they sliced his snaps in half. They slice 716 snaps in half, and they do a straight split action with Tony Pollard. That's the only way. That is the only way. Yeah, that's the only way. That's the only way he can get 5.1. If you can put your money down there in Vegas and say, well, if they decide to run him less and get him around 700, maybe 600. That'll be the sweet number. 620 snaps. That's how he can get that 5.1. But I'm going to tell you this right now. Football is business, and you got to do justification for the nation. You got to do that. You got to do that. Jerry Wayne Jones, he's going to be looking at it, and he's going to say to himself, I'm be dogged and I'll be damned if I pay a man $90 million and he's only getting 600 snaps. Oh, my goodness. I wish. But I don't see that, and I hope I'm wrong. But that's why I don't go to Vegas, though. That's the reality of it. That's why I don't go to Vegas, Cowboy Nation. Yeah. That's why I don't go to Vegas, man. Appreciate the donation to help grow the nation. Mr. Pop Culture. Really appreciate it. Don't think I forgot about that little stunt you pulled. Stephen A. Smith, shout out to you, man. You need to be going over your stats and your analysis, Stephen A. Smith. Shout out to you, man. He had, all right, so collective receptions. He had more receptions this year and last year than any other year. His rookie year, he had 363, which is not bad at all for a running back, and then 269. I recall like a big, long, massive play against the 49ers that year. That was pretty good. But let's look at his reception totals. What happened? What changed with Ezekiel Elliott? They started utilizing the passing more. One can argue and say, hey, this is a direct reflection of losing Dez Bryant, losing your other main big physical target, and getting your emotional leader back out there. He had 15 touchdowns in 2016, 7 touchdowns in 17, 6 touchdowns in 18, 12 touchdowns in 2019, which is not bad at all. Give me this number and give me 2016 number any day. Give me 10-plus receptions, touchdowns, or rushing touchdowns regardless, and I would take that all the way home any day. I love it. All right, Cowboy Nation, these are pretty much wide receiver stats when you look at the body of work, and this is why you pay the man $90 million. Remember I said the path of the righteous man is to be set on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil man. This is why I say that, Cowboy Nation, because in 2018, this is wide receivers number, 77 receptions. I think that this year alone, Amari Cooper only had 79 receptions. Let that sink into your mental. So that means that he's been utilized more. And, of course, he had 54. And then on top of that, 420 yards. So this could be a product of Kellen Moore calling the offense. This could be a product of Kellen Moore being the offensive quarterback coach in 2018 and then flipping it around for him being the OC in 2019. So he's worth it. But we can see if it's going to be worth it towards the latter part of his career. Right into Pablo, what's good? Mark Sampson, what's good? Really appreciate you on the Facebook panel, man. Really appreciate you, man. Thank you all. And don't forget to do this when you're on the Facebook panel. Also hit that share button and let people know where to go. You know how they go on Facebook. All right, so who's the next guy on this list? We give Cooper Rush. We give all of those boys incomplete. And we got Dak Prescott, the last guy to do the evaluations for the nation. The last guy. Oh, before we go, let's just do this right quick. We go to special teams. Let's give out a quick raise for special team. LP Ladouceur, he gets a B+. He's always there. He never mess up on anything. LP Ladouceur, he's a great guy. Brett Mayhart, although he's no longer on his team, I would give him a D-. Not going to give the man a failing grade. He got the longest kicking record in Cowboys history. Let's give Brett Mayhart a D-, right? Because one can argue if he just make the kicks, we in the playoff. But on the flip side, hey, the conundrum piece is that he didn't make the kicks, and now we no longer have Jason Garrett. Not saying that I'm rooting for Jason Garrett to not have a job, but Jason Garrett was getting paid, $30 million? In 5 years or what have you, so $5.1 million a year or something like that. It's crazy contract. So let's give Brett Mayhart a D-. And Kai Forbath, his name is not up here, but let's give Kai Forbath for being the games that he played in. Hey, let's give him a B+. Kai Forbath never missed a kick. He never did anything bad but outside of kicking the ball out of bounds here and there. Let's give Kai Forbath a B+. Chris Jones. My thing is with Chris Jones, he didn't do a lot for me, and it could be just the fact that he's injured or something like that. I would give Christopher Jones a flat-out C, just average at best. 8 years, 30 years old, 6 foot, 205 pounds. Average. Everything speaks volumes of average. Maybe Bones can get him right. As it relates to special team play, or we can find us another kicker. All right, so we got special teams out the way. Let's give special team a total grade. That unit, Like I gave the defensive unit a total grade. Let's give special teams a total grade of C minus. C minus. Let's give special team a C minus. I don't want to give them a D, but special team C minus. All right, let's do Rain Dakota Prescott. Let's look at his numbers. The last guy on everybody's list, Dak Prescott. Let's see what we got, man. Let's see what we got. Any quick grades for Dak Prescott, 26 years old, Mississippi State, drafted in the 4th round. We're going to go to this thing, what they call market value. Dak Prescott signed a 4-year contract, $2.7 million, and his annual salary is anywhere from, I want to say, look, this crazy. Look at his base salary, Cowboy Nation. $450,000, ramped up to $540,000 based off of production, and now he getting paid anywhere from $630,000. And since he's on his last year of his contract, he get that extra spillover bonus, which gave him $2 million. He's an unrestricted free agent. That's what you see that for, and that's for the year 2020. He will be at the age of 27. Okay. So everybody got that sink down into your mental. That is Rain Dakota's Prescott's money or earnings or what have you. I hate to talk about another man's money, but this is the nature of the Dallas Cowboys and sports talk and beyond. We got to talk about it. Okay. This number is the market value. Remember what I said earlier. There's nobody, whenever I went to this particular portion of anybody's market value this year, it's always been north. It never deviated. It never regressed. It never went under. It always went north of the market value. This is Rain Dakota Prescott market value. Where they came up with that number? And they broke it down like this. We selected the following based on their age, contract status, and statistical or stats production compared to Dak Prescott's. So they predicted that the market for 5 years is going to be 100. I'm going to say like my granddaddy used to say, $165 million. $165 million. That's a million with an M. So the value, the last time I checked on this thing, right before the season started, believe it or not, it was like his market value was at $22 million. So if the Dallas Cowboys were to say, hey, we believe in you, Rain Dakota Prescott, we're going to go ahead and sign you now at the end of 2018, they were willing to give him the market value of 22. Just within a year, based on his average salary, based on his average production and age parameters, they saying 33. So the longer you wait, the price go up. So where did they come up with this number law? Because his stats are in the categories of the Carson Wentz's of the world, the Jerry Goffs, the Aaron Rodgers, the Russell Wilsons, and that's where they came up with this. And this is also predicated upon the age factor. If you guys can see, slide this thing over, you guys can see that the age factor, Russell is 30, Aaron is 34, Goff is 24. I hope these ages are right. Age when they sign their contract. So I hope these ages are right. 26 for Carson. So they're looking at all of these things, man. And they're looking at the stats comparisons too. Let's look at everybody's stats. And they're looking at everything from A to Z. And that's just how he ranks up against those guys. He ranks up pretty much in the same wheelhouse. He does. So that's just how it goes, Cowboy Nation. Fortunately, unfortunately, you'd see. And let's go to his stats over here, Cowboy Nation. we know that those stats jump. Contract years, everything always jump. Just seems like players are ready to amped up to play. It just seems like the universe, the stars align, everything goes well, and these sorts of things. Passing attempts. 2016, they said, "Hey Dak, we don't want you to throw the ball that much. We want you to do roll-out boots, hand the ball off to Ezekiel Elliott." 459. It incline, baby. 490, 526, 596. You see that? You guys are able to see that? Passing completions. This is 311, 308, 356, 388. So this number, pretty much that ratio is the more passes you make and the more passes you attempt, the more passes you have a chance and opportunity not to complete. But 65 is still a great number, believe it or not. And this is what his average is, 65.8. That's still the top half of the NFL, believe it or not. Passing yards, 15,777 yards. And his total years, or 4 years or what have you, he went from 3,667 all the way to 4,902. 1 yard shy of Tony Romo's record. Here's the problem, though. I love these numbers, but I prefer for Dak Prescott to throw anywhere between these numbers, 388, 360. That's where I want Dak to be at. I don't want to see this number. But the way that the system is and the way McCarthy is going to be able to give him a chance and opportunity to throw the ball, one can argue that it could probably be still in the 4,000 range. And reason why I say that is because of the collective thing as it relates to the offensive lineman, juxtaposed to the skill set that the wide receivers have, the running back have. Everything is designed for this team to run the rock, not to throw it and sling it all around the world. It's not. But they want to pass him the ball more, and and one could argue and say, well, these guys are just trying to stat munch these things together to give him a more favorable contract. And that could be the possibility. I don't know. I don't make those type of decisions. Touchdowns. He went from 23 touchdowns all the way to 30 touchdowns. This is his highest mark. Ratio, touchdown to interception ratio is not that bad. Cowboy Nation, 30-11. I think Jameson Winston was like 30-30 or something like that. It was a crazy number. His worst year was, this is a horrible ratio, 22-13. But this is his best year, 23-4. Passer rating, you can see that he had a 104. 86 his second year, which is bad, which like I said earlier. And then you can look at 96 and then 99. Just off for sheer fact that he passed the ball more and still gave you 99.69, not bad at all. Rushing attempts, hey, it's still in the same wheelhouse, 50 to maybe close to 55 rushing attempts a year. So 57 or 50 to 58, basically, if you had the quick math, 58, maybe 60 if you compile all of these numbers together. He's not going to give you a lot of rushing attempts. He's not. This team is not designed to give Dak Prescott on the run. Now, I don't know how McCarthy is going to look at that. I definitely don't, but we'll see. Matter of fact, we can just do a quick peek right now. Let's pull up old Aaron Rodgers. I don't think that they attempted him to run that much. Let me see. Let's see. Let's just peek into this thing. Let's peek into it. Pull up old Aaron Rodgers. Let's give us a little foresight or insight of how many rushing attempts that they gave him throughout his career. Dang, these is a lot of numbers, but it can give me a gauge of the mental mind of McCarthy. Let me pull up. Let me see if you guys can see it. You guys see that rushing attempt? As he got older, the rushing attempts went away, or in other words, dissipated. But we can see that these rushing attempts are north of 52 and close to 57. So 56, 58, 64, 60, 54. Didn't run that much in these years. and it just started to decline. So maybe, just maybe, he's going to attempt more rushing yards this year. He's going to attempt to at least maybe run more, 3 or 4 times more out of a game based upon those particular situations. Not saying that you're going to mirror Aaron freaking Rodgers to a Dak Prescott. And think about it, he got, 14 years of experience, and this guy only had, 4 years of experience going into his 4th year, going into his 5th year, so it's not the same. I'll be foolish to think otherwise. 3 touchdowns, 6 touchdowns, 6, 6, 6. Hey, all those sixes. But this is what I like more so about Dak Prescott is the improvement of taking care of the ball. He had 12 fumbles last year and 6 fumbles this year. Hey, 17, he didn't have that many. But 6 fumbles, that increased that number there. Cowboy Nation, let me know how you all feel about Dak Prescott. What grade are you giving Dak Prescott? What grade? Dak leader, man. Dak Prescott in the chat box said, I love football. Shout out to you, Dak Prescott, in the chat. Melissa needs to run the rock more. Yeah. Jay, what grade you guys give Dak? Went sitting at home, brains on scrambled eggs. Yeah. let me. I see a lot of A pluses, A minus, B minus. Y'all can throw in that improvement grade, like what grade you gave Dak Prescott last year opposed to this year. We can take a look at that. Let me just be nosy right quick and pull up Lamar's. Pull up Lamar's rushing attempt. That's what I really want to look at. 22 years old, the guy just be. Let me see what his market value is going to be. Y'all see that market value? It made my voice go high. Man, y'all see that market value? Jeez. That's his market value. 3 point something more than Rain Dakota Prescott. I don't even want, let me just be, since we just going to look at market values, let me look at Pat Mahomes. You get me thrown off a little bit, Cowboy. Let me just look at Pat Mahomes. It's Pat Mahomes. Let me see what his market value is, just to be nosy a little bit. Oh, it's 36, so it's same market value. Okay. All right, so let me go back to Lamar. So, man, they gave him 36.7. Oh, my goodness, crazy market value. And remember, every contract I ever seen was way higher than the market value. Every contract. All right, chat box, quick test. How many rushing attempts do you guys think that you guys can see it already? I'll try to give you that quick question. But you see the rushing attempts on this thing? You see that? The man got 1,206 yards. I mean, he's close to being the NFL rushing leader. But look at the attempts, man. He had 147 rushing attempts last year, 176 rushing attempts. This is a quote-unquote running back that can throw the ball. I don't ever see the Cowboys running the ball that much with Dak Prescott. We would be happy if he ran the ball 76 times. But this guy ran the ball 100, I'm going to say like my granddaddy, 176. May he rest in peace. 176. That's a lot of rushing attempts. 9 fumbles, 12 fumbles last year. He improved on that number. Rushing touchdowns, 7 touchdowns, 5 touchdowns. I don't know how long this can last, but that's a crazy number, Cowboy Nation. A flat-out crazy number. So, I know what I wanted to do. I wanted to see what Derrick Henry's market value will be as well, so that we can be on the same page with Derrick Henry if they put that out there for him. Let's see what his market value will be when he get paid or what have you, because Ezekiel Elliott, he done fooled around and set the market 11.4. So they give him 45. Not even close. Not even the same ballpark. And we're looking at based off of production. They don't even have. They have Ezekiel Elliott. Yes, it could be. It could be 4 years, 45. It's just that the Cowboys extended this guy. So let's get his stats right quick. Hate to double back on you all. Let's see. Golly, googly moogly. The Titans may be on something. Tennessee may be on to something, because if you look at it, remember he split carry with DeMarco Murray, and he split carry the last year as well. So we're looking at something right here. Oh my goodness! My guy Stello said need to scrap. What's good? Don't fight, Stello. Shout out to you, man. Send me a text, man. All right, 270 on 2016, 411 in 2017, and then 403, and then out of 602 snaps, he gave you 1,500. This kid, if he gets anywhere from 700 like Ezekiel to maybe 800 snaps, this guy going to run 2,000 yards, Cowboy Nation. And it's crazy because he went from 4.5 to 4.2, 4.9er, and then 5.1. And then this number right here, these two numbers back to back, these two numbers are crazy. Flat up, straight up, Cowboy Nation. These numbers are crazy. 12 and then match it up with a 16. I don't like that, but Tennessee fans love it, you know. And the kid, from what I've read and what I study upon, he's like juggernaut, you know. He absorbed the energy, he absorbed the hits, and gets stronger and bigger, like the Hulk, basically. The guy's out of this world, crazy. And we'll see how he's going to face against those Ravens this weekend. But, man, that's a weird situation, Cowboy Nation. So we gave Dak Prescott an A. Oh, I gave Dak Prescott an A. He improved from a B plus to an A. Of course, 2017, he had like a C minus or something like that from me or what have you. So, Cowboy Nation, that's pretty much it. What total grade we give the offense? What total grade? I know that they did number one in collective total yards, but what total grade you guys going to give this offense? Can't be an A plus. Too much room for improvement. Red zone, money zone, green zone. They need to improve on that. They do. It made me mad, man. They need to improve on that red zone efficiency, green zone, or gold zone, however you want to call it. They need to improve on that. What grade you guys give the total offense? The total offense. C plus. Offense is a B. This is from 72. Shout out to you, man. He gives a B. Who else, man? What else grade you guys giving his offense, man? C minus. Yeah. A solid B. I'm leaning to you, Devin. I believe that this team is right around a solid B. Not a B plus, just a solid B. Fumble line last year, B. Rodney Ellis, C plus. I can't give the number one offense in the NFL a C plus. Can't. I refuse to do that. But I feel what you're saying though. It's right at a C plus. It's like right at, it's definitely for sure not a B plus. I can't utter the words. Dak Prescott gives the offense an A. Individual grades, we just went over all that. I can get it. It's not consistent enough. Yeah, let's grade hard, man. We grade on a curve. You can say B minus. Well, a B plus, you can say that and grade on a curve. Let's give him a straight up, man, B. Yards are creating good. B minus and many threes and out. This is from Melissa. Paul, what's good? What you give him, Paul? The 7 that's watching on Facebook, what are you guys giving this team? Lots. What's good? No, I can't drink coffee this late at night. There's some grown man stuff right now. 69 Church. Shout out to your B and Z's, man, for subscribing, man. Really appreciate all of you all for subscribing. Let me know. Shout out to Baby Beer Gang. If you got Baby Beer, let me know in the chat. But Cowboy Nation, it's crazy when we look at this thing from A to Z, and we talk about everything from A to Z on this team, and we can look at the growth aspect of this team. But what I can say this without a stutter is that Mike McCarthy is going to improve this offense. So since we are at a B, 8-8, yeah, you can say that C all the way, Steven Roscoe, 8-8 offense. Yeah, it's a good way you can look at it. That's a good way to put it. This offense is 8-8. That means that this offense is average at best, right? Rodney, we're not going to talk on those things with what's in this cup. It's only speculation for the nation, Cowboy Nation. Let's go. A Jobu B, yeah. All right, so we got areas where we can improve at. All right, so let's just do this. Let's recap. The defense let us down. I gave the defense, I believe, collective grade of a C+. I gave the offense a collective grade of a B. We gave the offense a collective grade of a D. You can say D minus, the special teams, I meant to say. So coaching staff from last year, I would give the coaching staff maybe a C+. I'll tell you what. There was some highlights. Mark Colombo, he deserves an A for what he was able to do his second year. Kellen Moore transitioning over from I guess, his first year as offensive coordinator from a quarterback's coach. You got to give Kellen Moore a passing grade. Jason Garrett, he didn't do bad. He didn't do great. So Jason Garrett, 8-8 grade, C+, right? C, right in the middle. And now he's gone. So the special teams coach, he gets his big old F. He gave an F. He brought everybody else grades down. The owner, he gets an A because he sold tickets. But the general manager of this team, he gets us a the general manager, he did make some moves for the pickup Robert Quinn. That was a great acquisition. The Devin Smith worked out for a couple of days, a couple of coffees, right? So, I mean, collectively, we just need to figure out ways what Mike McCarthy is going to do with Mike Nolan and as well as with the Tom Sula. Let's see if they can improve the overall grades, you know. We need Tom Brady. Philly, let's go D. My thing is, if you look at the efficiency levels of Tom Brady opposed to a Dak Prescott had a better efficiency level of a Tom Brady. So I don't think that Tom Brady in a new environment, new atmosphere, of course the spotlights are going to be a whole lot heavier here. A lot of people fail to realize that. I don't think that Tom Brady will have any of the New England Patriots numbers that he had before. And then on top of that, him going into a system, a brand new system that everybody had to work up from the sun up to sundown. I don't think that Tom Brady will be Tom Brady. I think he will fold up like a lawn chair if he had to play in Big Day. Yeah, that's just me, objectively speaking. I do know that Tom Brady is a Hall of Fame quarterback, 6 Super Bowls champion. But if you look at the Super Bowls that he won, and this is not me throwing any salt or shade, I think that 3 of them he actually earned every piece of that Super Bowl, and 3 of them came from that kicker's foot. It's, of course, some brilliancy with the coaching staff. I think that the best landing spot for Tom Brady will be the Colts. The Indianapolis Colts will be the best landing spot for Tom Brady. It's a dorm situation, although he can play outside. I think that a dorm situation and a fresh young team, a good offensive line, a great running back, and then on top of that, if Jacoby Brissett can put up those type of numbers, then I would say from that particular team would be a good look for Tom Brady. The Colts. Kitna stays. I don't know. I think that they putting a little fire under John Kitna, but he gets an A. He gets an A. A C is for failure, and Big D. This is from Stephen Hendricks. I feel you, fam. I think Kitna's they going over Kitna's resume. Broncos need a quarterback. I like the Broncos' young quarterback. I think that he showed some Drew Lock. I think he showed some promise out there in Bronco land. I think that they need to develop him. I think that anybody else with short gap or short come would be a stopgap for the Broncos. Let Dak walk and stop the talk. This is from Harold Jones. Who would you pick up? Like, let's be real. Let's objectively speak on these terms. If you let Dak Prescott go, who are you going to pick up? Are you going to gamble? Are you going to say to yourself, I'm going to figure out a way to draft another quarterback? And who are you going to get with the 17th overall draft pick? Are you going to package up your picks and move up in the draft? I mean, we got to look at everything. Remember this. A lot of people think that you can just plug any quarterback into Dallas Cowboys land, but Dallas Cowboys quarterback is a whole lot different. Remember the press conference. Even Mike McCarthy said he never had to sit down for a press conference. Let that sink into your mental. Once you get to the Dallas Cowboys, you're going to be compared to the greats, the Starbacks of the world, the Troy Aikmans, and then on top of that, Danny White. And then if you're not getting compared to Danny White, you're going to get compared to Tony Romo. And regardless of how you look at it, even if you put in a fresh rookie, don't you think the first thing they're going to compare that rookie to is Dak Prescott rookie year? And Dak Prescott, and this is not me trying to homer up this thing, but they're going to look at it and say, hey, well, Dak Prescott did this year. And just like this year coming in, 2020 season, even if we start off 3-0, this is the craziest thing, Cowboy Nation. These are just facts, me putting this out there to the universe. If we start off 3-0, they're going to say, well, hey, the Cowboys started off 3-0 last year, you see, and didn't make it to the playoff. So you're going to always be compared. You're going to have multiple cameras. You're going to have a lot of spotlight on you. You can't pluck your nose. You can't scratch your backside because the cameras are going to be on you. This is totally different than playing in Cleveland. This is total different than playing up there in Patriots land, in Steelers land. And it's totally different than playing up there in New York, Charlotte, Kansas City. Even if you had Pat Mahomes, the spotlight is different, baby. The day-to-day operation is going to be extremely different. Pat Mahomes in his locker room, he might have close to maybe 6 cameras pointing at him. But down here in Big D, the run that Pat Mahomes is going on, he's going to hear the echoes of everybody praising him. He's going to have at least 20 to 30 cameras in that thing. He's going to be pulled from like here to there. And people are going to think that why he's not playing like he was playing down there in Kansas City, because he in Big D. It's crazy. I wish I could lie to kick it, but it's different type of world playing down here in Dallas. Expectations is always Super Bowl or bust. Every pass is being dissected and analyzed. And I watched this game because I went to go look at some of the Green Bay Packers tape. And I was watching some of the overthrows that Aaron Rodgers was doing, some of the underthrows, throwing the ball at the feet of the receivers. And I'm sitting there listening to the analyst saying that, oh, he could have had Randall Cobb going across the middle here. He overshoots Randall Cobb. Because I'm looking at the tape to study and to break down Mike McCarthy play calling. And I'm sitting like, man, Aaron Rodgers playing like trash garbage right now. But he gets a pass because it's not in Big D. You see, and the expectations are lowered, you see. Right now, believe it or not, we would say from our mouths that, yeah, Aaron Rodgers got a Super Bowl. But I believe that even if we were one of those teams to get a Super Bowl and it'd been 10 years drought, we would have been still mad and upset about that. We would. we stand it now that we wouldn't, but even if we had a quarterback to have one Super Bowl within these 22, maybe 15 years, we would still be upset about it because we would still be saying that, hey, this is greatness. We want to have more than one Super Bowl. We shouldn't level ourselves to being just at one, you see. That's just how it goes, Cowboy Nation. Really appreciate you all. Thank you all for tuning in. That's pretty much most of my time. I've been live with you guys for 2 hours and 39 minutes. Shout out to the sponsors, man, who help support this channel, who help grow this channel. Thank you all so much, man. Stello, shout out to you. DJ Raw, Uncut. Devin, thank you for joining, being a sponsor. KMT72, Joseph, Royal Cowboy Sports Report, Young Wilson, really appreciate you. David J. and Dr. TX Rain, thank you for being a sponsor for the day. Thank those. This show should be also on iTunes later on. Check out my website, lawsnation.net. We growing the website. It's independent. It's my website. I really appreciate those who check out that website. And thank Jay Foreman and Rue and Natasha Q. Thank those who are part of the mods for regulating everything. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. That's all the time that I have for this wonderful morning, as it is right now. And remember, you guys are listening in to nothing but the best. But I can't just leave you guys like this. Let's go. Yes. They're going to be. Let me see some fire emojis. They say a prize fighter continue to swing those blows even when he's down. But you can think about this. Let's keep our mind focused. Let's do them jabs, baby. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. Ain't no party like a cowboy party, cause a cowboy party don't stop. Yeah. Hey. Let me say this right quick. I was live like 95 and we didn't stop on no commercial breaks. This is the benefit of watching and hitting those notification bells. Who else can be up this time of night or this time of morning talking Cowboys? And we live, we lit, we ready, baby. Let's grow. Inch by inch, let's grow this beard, baby. Watch how that beat jump in. There you go. Hey. Yeah. Appreciate y'all, man. Yeah. Oh, I can't just leave right now. Shout out to Melissa. Shout out to Floyd Day Jr. Really appreciate you. All up in the middle of the draft, defensive lineman, she says, linebacker and safety. We do need that. Oh, what I'm going to do now is the next episode, since I finished up and completed the 2019 evaluation for the nation and heading into 2020, now it's time to do the mock draft. So if you guys can do me this one huge favor, give me your top 5 draft prospects so I can start looking at those boys. I already did a Grant Deal Pet video earlier this year, but we need some help inside. We need a nose tackle. We need a linebacker. We need those guys. So put down below, once this video been posted or whatever, your top 5 draft prospects. And then on top of that, truly this too, free agencies. Give me your top 5 free agent players that you guys want to see on this Dallas Cowboys team, whether they're veteran or whether they are schemes that not fitting for other teams and you think that they will fit for this team. Let's continue to grind, Cowboy Nation. We got to grind low and we got to strive high, Cowboy Nation, because at the end of the day, we all family. We bleed silver and blue. You cut us, we'll bleed. But we're going to throw them hands too, though. You're going to try to cut us, but let's go. Let's go. Yeah. I can't leave till that beat drop back up, baby. Yeah. No party like a cowboy party, cause a cowboy party don't stop. We out. Love y'all. Let's go, baby. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. We out.